God of all flying things. Prayers and Poems of Devotion by Devenish Ford. Read by Devenish Ford. Introduction. Hello. I'm so glad you are here. I hope this book, a long poetic rambling with God, can be a hearth and a welcome for you. I know that books of poetry about God don't often contain spiritual diagrams done in watercolor and scribbly colored pencils, and that books of prayer only sometimes contain poetry about anxiety and mental health issues. This book is a mix of so many different things. It is a witness to my love for God and my internal wrestling with emotions and fears. It is a canvas of an internal world of prayer. Nothing has been as good for my inner life as realizing that I can talk with God through poetry and art, and that God and I can see the world together through these forms. In this book, this curation of words about or directed to the Creator, to Jesus, and to the beautiful Spirit, you will find a whole life, an attempt at integration. These are my poems. These are my mutterings and my constant whisper. I offer them in the hope that you can use them, that you can also whisper these things to God, or that you can allow these ideas to form into a kind of play, and that you use them as a springboard for your own imagining. Connection with God can take so many shapes. We walk, we dance, we pray, we protest, we serve, we sing. We live life on this beautiful earth in the brokenness of the world, reckoning and wrestling. I find the most peace in this long attachment, this long song. I am often undone and overwhelmed, but I am in the conversation even so. I'm thankful for the ways that God speaks, through beauty, through nature, through scripture, through other people. And for me and my own mind, my brain, through shapes and colors and motion, I am thankful that God speaks to us in the ways we can hear. It is always Jesus who moves first toward us. What a gift. What a beautiful gift. I hope this book can offer you a place of solace, a gentle sanctuary, and a stimulating imagining of life with the Creator, Son, and Spirit. Much love to you as you read and as you live your own tumbling, dancing, immersive conversation with the Divine Presence. The Further Reaches. Is there something you want to take with you? She asks. She being me, her eyes serious in the mirror. She knows how skittish we are, the propensity for self-sabotage, the fear. I want to take you, I say, at all your ages, especially the youngest, the play and the delight, all the loved ones. And I want to take colors, lines, shapes, prayers, and the poems. Give me the poems, words upon words, building a shelter we can live within. No need to figure everything out. Breathe it instead in poetry. Breathe out sentences in the presence of God, untamable, mysterious, unpin-downable. Shalom and chesed and psalms in your mouth, lyrics and stutters and lines of poetry, guiding us out into the further reaches of our life. Temple, quietly inside. I offer it. My life is not my own. I hold it like a gift. Look, the sun comes up over the fields and last night's rain turns into diamonds of light on the rice. And we can love these moments we have. Our lives are gifts. I am bound to the Eternal One, God of the creation, God of the forever. And it is friendly here with God, and it is kind here with God. It is tender, and I hold out my life to the Eternal One. I hold it in my hands, and I offer it. This is for being. I am learning to listen or read ideas or opinions, and to try to understand, to be present in the waves of pain and flailing of this world. without taking it all into the small, careful place in my soul where I sit with God's love. We drift into one another here, and I can observe the outside without throwing things around inside or scattering crumbs all over my temple. This place is for being, for singing my prayers for love. This is a place of soft dusk, the light of a candle. This is a place for devotion, a simple place. Here I don't need anything but to be near God, to heed the newness of everything each day, to sit in peace and watch the unfolding in the love, in the presence, with words, light, and love. Lord, I am your temple. Lord, I am your temple. Teach me at this little hearth, where I light my candle. I bring this altar with me everywhere. You are there, everywhere. Teach me to not be afraid of unknown spaces. I have the warmth of the inner temple, your spirit, your light, your kindness, your gentle touch. When I have to shake off the howling of dreams, keep me. When I have to remind myself of your light, keep me. When I feel alone and afraid, draw near to me. My love, draw near. My light, draw near to me. Draw near. My prayers. Morning comes. I open my jar of stones, empty it into my lap, and the sounds of stirring are like the sounds of a faraway shore, the tide on pebbles, tumbling them to softness until, as now, they are smooth in my hands. And my prayers are like this, like the sighing, the gentle clattering of waves on the shore. Putting the house in order. I am putting the house in order. First, a floor. Stone tiles, warm under the feet even in winter when the howling wind threatens to haul us into the storm. Next, walls that enclose, walls that encircle, protect. There are words on the walls. Loved one, written over and over. This is a house for being, a house for decades. It needs to stand, and it also must have windows, curtains open to the beauty and grief of the world. We do not break the windows, but we press our face to the glass. By observing the world, we make ourselves part of it. The house has food and doors to let friends in and out, places to sit and sleep and dance. It has hot cups of tea or coffee, cake. There are stairs and ladders against the walls, so you can climb and touch every part of the house. Know it all under your hands. Last, a fire, warm hearth, hot flames. It burns and holds us close. Our own temple, God's Spirit, all the way inside, all the way close. The story. I will do it. I will write the world into love and take the sorrow and feelings of being forgotten to the page, to a beautiful string of words. Like John the Beloved, I will write and say, this was love. Say, this was God. Say it again and again. I will tell the story of things I do not understand. This world does not sit on me. I have climbed a tree in a clearing. I can see for miles. Illustration, Soul Series number 1, Joy. It is a purple and blue watercolor square with many different scribbles and lines and dots and squares coming from the bottom, and a few little expressions of joy coming from the top left. They look like little upside down teardrops. In the center of the square, there is a yellow sun-shaped thing and the word joy. The shelter. Come back into the shelter, dear one, when you are afraid. Find yourself here, whole and small and free in the shalom. Long light-filled days, long soft evenings, walks along the shore. Come back to rest and play, created one, loved one. Remember the mountains, the white birds flying, all the leaves swirling around you. Remember the tents. Remember waking to see branches waving, swaying, silhouettes against the morning sky. When you wake up. When you wake up, think first about the sunrise. that gentle light that calls you out of sleep. Think about all the words that are here for you to find, to discover today, all the colors. Remember your name carried like a small flower close to the heart of God. Remember to be curious, to look closely at the strangeness, the feelings that come fast, breathlessly toward you. Think about play, think about the wind. Remember that you are free. Someone on the outskirts. In a day, the spectrum of belief, from fear to assurance, from doom to hope that God will find us and fill us again and again, from thudding in the chest to play and more play. Oh, I needed an aunt or a cousin, someone on the outskirts of my life to say, "None of it matters so much, does it? Not when you are loved." So I say it to my own heart and go on a great long exploration through fields and over mountains. We are dusty and come across thorns or anthills often, but we are brimming with love and we are loved. This is for you. Last night's sunset like something out of a dream, blue gleaming through coral and pink clouds like a glimpse of the true thoughts of the sky. I walked on the sand until I found a place far enough away from everyone, and then I danced, facing the water and the sky, the glimmer of light on the sea. I'm not sure these colors can be reproduced, that strange green, the unexpected blue, every shade of pink or coral or red, and then surprisingly gray. I danced, lifting an arm up and away from my body like I was choreographing the motion of the earth. This is for you, I heard you say, and though I am writhing lately, squirming under the weight of too many hurts and my sickness of heart, you still want to give me the world. It is a marvelous thing. There is only one response, my arms, my legs in motion, my shadow on the sand. I danced, I danced, I danced. Hope of the flame. I wake and blink the night fear away. Bring my little fire, gently cupped in my palms to a larger flame. Here. Please feed this light with endless fuel. Let me hold it close to my heart. Warm me, my conversation, and my movement, my touch. Let this fire warm others, holding the light and warmth of your blaze. You knew. I dreamed that my belly was full of stars. A galaxy swirled in my cells. They moved out to my fingertips, to my scalp, to my toes. You see me and you made me this way. You knew what I would be. You brought me here, to this world, this time, to motherhood and art. To the stars in my veins, you see me, and you knew it all. You knew. Illustration, Postures number 1, I come home to where you are. It is an illustration of a woman sitting with her legs up and her hands on her knees. She looks like she is leaning against a wall. She has pink, fluffy hair with flowers coming out of it. She has flowers drawn on her legs. She's wearing orange shorts and some kind of shirt. There is something that looks like a wing draping over her. The colors are orange and yellow and pink and blue and green, and the words say, I come home to where you are. You have been my home. You have been my home from before my eyes could see. From everlasting to everlasting, you love me. Wait for the dance, wait for the dawn, for sunrise. One day I will feel all that you have breathed into me. I will feel it. You have sheltered me, heard me, and waited for me. You have been my home. Today you are my home. I walk on the earth, encased in your light, protected by your hands on all sides. No one can see me but you. No one can define me but you. I wait in the shell of my home. I wait for your leading. Let's go over there, you say. Don't worry, you whisper. I am with you. After we learned about the leaving. After we learned about the leaving, I found that I could not speak. I will not leave myself. The red floor with flickering light, the bamboo and the palms that have grown up so tall, they nearly encase us in leaves. Birds either celebrate us or mock us, but really they have their own cares. We are the usurpers here. I want to know how to grieve without bitterness, to keep soft when outside the world is beating down like hot sun, trying to make me harden. In the circle there is a soft shaded space sheltered from the sun. Sad things do happen here. Friends tell us they are leaving, and there has been too much leaving. But the bamboo whispers about life, and the birds never cease their singing, and the red floor reminds me that God is here at my hearth to comfort me. Today I will cut roses. Today I will cut roses and thank God for petals and colors, for an email from a friend, for kindness that rises up like flower scent from blooms surrounding me, small things, small steps. My heart is still beating. Ordinary things. A settling like a bird shaking out her feathers. All right now, dear one. Ordinary things. Smooth the sheets, tidy the corners, settle your heart. Maybe have a piece of fruit. You are nobody's leaning post. Inside is a tree. Upright and living, tend the tree and do not break the branches. Dawn comes. Are you ready for all the tiny kisses of the morning? The way God hums over you with such delicate care. Sit up, smooth the sheets. Now look up, wake up, enter the day. The safe space. The light breeze in the palms, wet face from crying. Delight yourself in the Lord. He will come to help you. This is the only safe space for me. Here with the palm shadows dancing in light, red floor and visiting butterflies, heart full of grief and love. Home again. Home again. Home is the center. I smooth away the wisps of outside forces, brushing them off. Come inside to the tiny, careful room, the rug and pillows, the blankets, the window dressings. Sometimes the wilderness creeps inside, and that is good for a little while. But soon night comes. We light the lamps, curl up somewhere soft, allow the home sounds to drift over us, to carry us home in the heart of God, home in the born place, the earliest, most beautiful memory, home with the Spirit, back beside the candle, the temple, the beloved space. A feather touch. Those photographs of the woman, black and white, in a room with pillars, reaching up, and her eyes are closed, and a bird is flying overhead, touching her nearly very close with its wings. A feather touch. This is what the inside of my soul looks like now. This is what it has expanded to be, with plants and wildlife, pillars, water running in tiny fountains, light crossing the floor, tables, windows. I dance. We dance. The Trinity, the three, and me. They have come close, and I am still surprised that they want to be here, that they want to be here with me. Artwork, diagram number 3, inside, outside. Shows a diagram of different shapes of circles with watercolor that is different colors of purple and blue and red. The very middle part is yellow and is labeled God. Around that part is orange with pencil crayon flowers on it, and it is labeled me. Outside that again, there is a big purple circle, and that is also labeled God. The inner space. What pushes down on this space? What tender presence offers its gravity? I take 3 breaths, then a 4th, and I am in a holy space. Once again, the thought comes, me? Really? You want me? It is beyond comprehension. And still here we are in this inner temple, and you rush close to hold me. I am blessed in this world. Last night we danced, and I dared you to come closer. The dark body of the sky was clustered with stars, and I see now, this space is the only place for my art, for my dance. It is the wellspring. My feet on the floorboards, warm with life, growing into love, running full face into the days ahead. The first page. I wrote on the first page of a new journal on this every day, after driving home from the city, my girl beside me, 2 women in a small car, driving over mountain passes. I want the outside now to match the inside on this every day. Last night there were flowers lying down after the storm, and in the morning I sat on my porch and looked out at the whole world. I closed my eyes and prayed, then opened them to a flock of egrets flying over the fields, and I know I will and I can see you and know you, oh, every day. Something I can't quite see. Something I can't quite see is flitting at the edges of my vision, at the periphery. Surely a body of work will carry me through this beautiful, beautiful life. Today, though, I will need all the cups of tea, all the flowers gathered into bowls, all the candles lit. Air out the temple, drive away the voices of despair. Jesus with me, Jesus with his gentle voice and warm presence, driving the accusers away. Cocoon. I have been in a cocoon, and I am afraid to come back out. I am afraid. I am afraid. On the outside, though, God beckons. Do not be afraid. You do not need to abandon yourself to be there for others, to be there in your world. Small. The world has become small, the rhythms of each day somehow centered, refined, and crystallized. To breath, walking, cooking. My love exists in the tiniest of offerings. I have nowhere to go, there is nowhere but here. I have nothing to say except yes. I seek freedom. I seek the freedom that ripples like wind over hills of grass, that glides like swiftlets in the evening on their warm air currents. The freedom I seek is this: to be self-contained and content to be seen by God alone, to need only the eyes of my beloved on me, only the divine to truly know me, to know my own sorrow and hold it, not check for pity from others before tending myself like a mother. I am allowed, I will be held. To find joy within and celebrate alone or with others and always with God, this freedom, like morning breaking over the hills, like flowers opening, like warm air rushing by when the window is thrown open. Cathedral. Praise. Praise is the heart's response to deafening, clamoring beauty, awake to overflowing wonder and the privilege of living under sky and above dirt. A hand trailing through the air, stirring, reviving. In every direction, praise says, look, see everywhere. The gaze of the lover. 2 trees. Those days when my ribs can't hold me and my heart is wide open. Every leaf, every mote of dust, tracing light behind my eyes. And 2 trees stand like sentinels, great angels reaching over the valley. I see the world between them, the pink sky in the distance. The light is unbearable, beauty so sharp. I don't know how I am still standing. I fall to my knees. This holy place. In the morning, I lean out of the open window to say hello to the trees. They are all wrapped, all outlined in light, and inside me there is a little room, a little place where light lives, where my own tree throws out leaves that are green and gold, alive with curiosity and beauty. The trees recognize this holy place in me, and they greet me. They say, "We are also here. We know the Spirit too. We are growing like you, and our branches are glad to see that you are still alive and awake to the day." A soft listening. I walked down to the sea in the heat of the day and waded into the ocean with as much dignity as I could manage, with the waves pushing me this way and that. The water was warm and kind, not quite turquoise, but something close, something softer, filling the eyes and the heart. Its sound a rhythm like breathing, leading to a long, clean line on the horizon. I shouted words. "Pandemic!" I shouted. "COVID! Lockdown! Medical certificate! Quarantine!" I dug deeper. Economy! Death! The sea didn't change. No matter how many words I shouted, It was calm and impervious, unchanging, which was a hard kind of relief. But I felt a soft listening, a quiet love, an aching sorrow from somewhere deeper, somewhere higher and wider and more expansive than even the ocean. Walking through the jungle during a pandemic. Walking through the jungle with children, mine and others, wearing masks, 6 feet of distance. Distance I call when they forget. Like birds, they tend to flutter and gather. We are here to see and collect. We find seed pods and leaves, startling variations of the same basic things, striped and ruffled, shaped like stars or comets, sent to explode into life. This is life continuing, I tell the kids. This is the DNA for an entire tree. An entire forest is in this tiny thing, and it flies so far to become something new and young and full of potential. Like you, I could say to their bright eyes above their masks, watching me as I rant and rave about seeds. I am actually raving about them, their potential. They will fly far and find fertile ground. God and I, we will it. May it be so. The hush of this thick jungle, our feet barely making prints in this thick growth. The lake beside us. God here, even now. God in the seeds that cling to our clothes, in the seeds that we carry with us. Illustration, Soul Series number 9, Trust. Inside a square are doodles and scribbles and colors of blue, purple, and red and yellow with a sun, 4 leaves, and the word trust. Wings. 2 birds visited that day while I was stewing, fretting. Birds, usually egrets, speak God's kind words to me. Stop worrying, or look, see this beauty? Is it worth it to fret about money? That day it was hard to lasso my thoughts, hard to tie them to clouds or flowers. They were stuck deep in misunderstanding and grief. I drove to the far side of the valley on my motorbike, sent to pick up my son's forgotten schoolbook. On the way back, a greater cuckoo flew close to me, crossing in front of my body, very near my heart. I could see the worm in its mouth. Okay, I said to God, you're right, I'll stop. But then, back on my side of the valley, another bird swooped in suddenly, and I couldn't avoid it. A greater cuckoo, again. It flew into my arm, and I felt its winged body, its feathers, before it fell, stunned. And when I stopped and looked back, I saw it there, hunched in the road. Long brown wings, black body. They are large birds, larger than crows. I drove back to it very close, and it looked at me, then ran to the side of the road before lifting off to perch on a rooftop nearby. And what are you saying, God? Are you saying anything at all? Or is it just nesting season for the cuckoos, and after the rain the worms come up? Or is it both? And thank you, no matter what, for the brush of wings on my arm, for the bird flying close to my heart. Resurrection. I do not have the power to make this tree seed grow. It is large with pink wings for flying, and it will grow one day perhaps, but it will not be my effort that releases it from its shell. My longing does not resurrect Jesus from the hole in the mountain. My longing will not resurrect me. The ground in the forest is black and smells like death and burning, ashes on my feet and in my mouth. The rains are coming. My longing will not make it so. I could stretch out here and you might not be able to tell the difference between me and the earth. Bury the seed deep and wait. You can neither cause nor stop the resurrection. Life comes running full force. The sighing of the rocks. My heart is bent to the earth. I am low to the ground. I rest my ear on the grass, and hear beneath me the sighing of the rocks. They're groaning. Come and heal us. They have stripped us bare. The worms in their tunnels, the ground crickets who make holes. I am crying, my heart melting down, arms spread. Come and heal us. Come and save us. a psalm in their mouths. Now the frogs have woken up. I hear all their different calls in the dark of the night. A psalm in their mouths, a psalm in mine. Surely today I can find my refuge, a place for me at your altar. Surely I can find myself here, your beloved. The Wait. We drove home, and the world was rose and gold, every branch illuminated in warmth and color, almost audible, glory. And my family, their faces washed in light, coral and saffron refracted through clouds, a glow, a weight, a beautiful weight. My heart was heavy, heavy, heavy. God comes to us. God comes to us in these creaturely ways, finds the rhythm of a heartbeat to match our own. Comes from outside, from the cosmos, from the place of fire and endless flow, from outside of place or time, comes near, through the light in the veins of leaves. How can we comprehend, we who are made, what it means to be unmade, unshaped, to be love, to create? We flail like babies, thinking we are alone, while God broods over us like a large winged bird, making low trills, coming to the nest in the darkness of night. Have you seen him? I left the gym after I fell. My bones gave out on me. Muscles failed, feeling humiliated, feeling my age around these young adults, all those same feelings that come and come again. Getting it wrong. I drove into the hills. A long exhale, an inhale of the slightly charred air. Oh, sisters, you have lost your leaves. Oh, white trunks, strips of silver bark. Oh, sisters, restore me. Have you seen our Father? Will he come to us now? Have you seen him here in the forest? Have you seen him against the sky? Oh, Father, your song ringing in the hills, restore me, restore me. Bring me back to the claimed place, the place of belonging, to your beloved tree-limbed daughters, their silver bark, to my brother, the open sky. Here I am among those who know me. Here is the open heart of the wilderness, where we are all falling, where the leaves of my sisters are falling into the motherly brown arms of the earth. Illustration, Soul Series number 8, Permission. It is a square like all of the Soul series with 3 large circles and the silhouette of 5 fir trees doodled on there. It's a childlike drawing with stars and scribbles, yellow in color. And it is about permission, and the writing on it says permission to exist. Liturgy. At the surface, we were like fish ourselves. I stretched my arms overhead, flying in a happy dream where I belonged here. Hello, hello, for hours floating. The others did not seem to be as entranced as Ro and I were. I was in an unceasing state of worship. Praise, praise, you made the large yellow fish, the small striped ones, you made the coral, this whole underwater universe. It takes trust to remember that we can breathe. The waves batted me about, up against the rocks. It looked like the most beautiful city, light illuminating depths and curves and colors. I looked over at Ro. You made my friend, too. Masked and flippered, surrounded by fish, she floated like she was sitting in an invisible chair, and they greeted her, surrounding her as she laughed and spoke to them. The blue fish, the striped fish, came close to say hello. Hello, hello. Swimming over and under our legs, right up to our masks. Hello, hello. Praise. Maybe today. There was another day then with the chipmunk. Maybe this trip seems like it was all about animals. I think it was. Yes, about animals and how thankful we were for God's love shown to us through them. The simplicity. I was thinking about Advent, about the waiting, and this chipmunk was right there, right by the outdoor shower at the pool. I get so tangled up in longing, so breathless that I freeze at the question, "What do you want?" If I were Bartimaeus, I would not have known what to say. It is too fathomless to look at. I both want too little and too much. The chipmunk explored, looking for something to eat, expectantly. He sniffed all around us. Ro was in bliss. I went back to reading my book, but Ro called me to look in a loud whisper as the chipmunk searched her shoes, her bag, an empty orange peel, the space under her elbow. Then he came to me, his paws right on my belly, eyes scanning, nose quivering. It seemed that he knew what he wanted, that he was thinking, maybe today we'll have good things. Maybe there will be treats. Holy moments. I am surrounded by holy moments in the night and in the day, spending the evening in candlelight, the owls calling in the dark morning. I wake, and the sun has not come up. I hold the memories of night, of a lifetime of nights. Owls calling as I sit, drifting, praying. Then I open my eyes to the radiant light of day. Holy One, fill me with this light. Call to me with the voice of an owl swooping through the dark. From the very center. God, will you take my hand, light through leaves, a long walk beside the highway, 1,000 motorbikes passing. There we are. I am walking, you dipping down, you surrounding me, beside me, around me. A quiet glade. I rush in, fall to my knees. I adore, I adore, I adore. The quiet has refreshed me. Like dipping my feet in a cool stream or walking into the shade. I bow my head. Prayer from the very center. Prayer. Stars in my cells. We went across the fields, the light as always leading us. Late afternoon and the cows looked straight at us. You came along gently. You were everywhere. We took the dogs and they loved it, loved being with us. They followed at my heels. I am their person, like you are mine. I follow at your heels. Your light leads me. But you are so much more than me. I am the lucky one who follows. You create worlds with a single graceful gesture. You put stars in my cells, constellations of molecules. The kids played on the rocks, and I sat and dreamed, and I felt that I could be made new today, now. Breath of your breath, light of your eyes. My whole body an instrument. My whole body was an instrument when I danced under that tree, looking up. Fractals, patterns that I could never invent. Oh, my Lord, this dance was for you, though I was surrounded by others in their own motion and light. And earlier, my hands on the drum, and earlier, a morning blessing, remembering that God doesn't take his love away. Jesus, my brother, spirit washing everything. Eternal one, holding the world together. Breathe once, breathe again. My whole body an instrument. Let me breathe your breath. Let me be your smallest bird, your little one, your love. Illustration, postures number 3, little one. The image is of a woman sitting on a mat. She has long black braids. It is a childlike illustration with 3 windows, arched windows behind her, many doodles and arrows, pen. The colors are blue, yellow, pink, green. She's wearing red. She's sitting with her eyes closed. She's in a posture of receiving and prayer. Grow, grow. I felt it like a song when I read the quote from the Talmud. Every blade of grass has an angel over it whispering, grow, grow. All across the world, the play of spirit, the breath of the Trinity, the abundance of life in this beautiful created world. God, why did you make us? What is it to glorify? Our existence is God's art, our connection the song of the divine, circling and marveling with all the heavenly beings. I am here, my own little self, in worship of my Maker, writing and working in my small room, a window, a view of the outdoors, and all of those blades of grass growing. Death does not win. Morning psalms pour out of my mouth like breath in cold air, visible like clouds, but it is hot and humid here. The fridge is still perched on the countertop, out of the way of the dangers of flooding, and it feels as though all of it, all the world, is falling apart, even my own body, sometimes falling apart, floods, fires, mold, sciatica. What would the psalmist say? I look up to the hills. Where does my help come from? I look up. The clouds are always there in soft beauty, ever increasing if we can see it. And the mountains, my mountains, thick with jungle, the whole earth is yours. If I had more beautiful things, if I had the skills to make them, I would offer them all to you. But you have the earth already, the roses in my garden, the flocks of sparrows and watery paddies of rice, and the hills. All these things you have made. You enliven even the dirt. And now all of it, my own body is singing with you, singing with life, and death does not win. Even decay leads to life. Prophet. Yesterday we found a baby bird in our house, a fledgling sparrow, injured and lost. My daughter made a nest for him. She has a lot of experience with baby bird rescues, knows that nothing is certain, and today it seemed that his leg was broken. He wouldn't eat, and though he was brave and feathery, flapping his little wings, calling for his parents, he wasn't getting better. Not one sparrow falls. My friend, after a great trauma, went through a year of thinking about the sparrow, trying to understand why they have to fall at all, whether they are really seen. She made the most beautiful art, her sorrow and wrestling conveyed in lines and shapes and prayer. Holy grief, she called the drawings, the Sparrow King, for the suffering Lord of the fallen sparrow. Do you really see? The whole world grieves. Do you hear? Today in my kitchen, my husband prepared a gas to euthanize a bird too hurt to heal. And my daughter held the brave, feathered baby in her hands and wept for a bird she had found yesterday. Tears sliding down her face. Like a prophet, she told us, he knows, he sees, he weeps. Incredulous, hilarious. The river was dirty today, but we swam in it anyway and gave thanks. The sky also was still polluted, but we could see the mountains, and so we gave thanks, loud and effusive thanks. On the way home, we saw the sunset, and then we drove a little farther past the peak, and the sun rose again above the mountain, so we saw it set twice. And we gave thanks, incredulous, hilarious thanks. To love what we have, to release ourselves, to cut the string of endless looking back, what we thought we would be, what we are instead, to love what we have. I sit at the beach and I am happy, the smell of the salt and the cup of coffee, and love inside me that cannot fail. A circle of light, God with me now. I love what I have. I love what God gave me. To protect, to shelter. I love this little temple inside. Arms up, flung upwards, listen to the birds cry, listen to how they live without regret. Together. Simple and honest. Here are these homey and honest celebrations. They begin with light and flowers, then food and song, a night of candles and drawing close together, and hearing all the ripe, round words that can't be fully communicated. You are welcome. You are loved. I hope that somehow these words can make it past all the obstacles and move very close to you, close to your heart. Maybe the singing will help, or the food, the dessert, the stories. Lonely people come together and make a feast. We are all trying to get through this life, and my hope, my honest longing for all of my life, is that I would comprehend a little more of who God is and how God loves, and that I would spend all I have to share it. Palms up, turning and turning, seeds spilling out of my hands. Mother, that prophet said to me all those years ago, and that is what I have become. And this too is in pancakes in the morning, the stockings, wrapping paper, and the small tree. It is on the faces of the ones I love, in video calls, in our hearts and our skin. We are digging, smoothing a home out of these hills. And in our home, God's name is in our mouth. God's love is in our veins. A handful of stars. I saw them sitting like a handful of stars thrown randomly, resting where they fell. The long bones of their arms and legs, their eyes, a profile or a waterfall of hair, legs stretched out or hands wrapped around knees. I saw them as you see them, but my eyes were duller. I could not see their brilliance, their inner universes, only a bit of the glimmering haze of love, your hands forming theirs in the beginning. You listened as they told one another about their hopes, disappointments, fears, and you hovered so near, your wingspan the breadth of the world. Illustration, Soul Series number 6, Not Alone. It is an image of a square with blue, green, red, and yellow watercolor, as well as colored pencils that are scribbled and dots all around. 4 of the images look like possible abstract flowers with little flowers above them, and the words on the picture say, "Not alone." Altar. These days I am gathering us together as often as possible, with the intensity of a hen with her chicks. We cook together, and the space is tight next to the stove. A child squeezes by with a bowl of onions. Drop them in, I say. Make sure the heat isn't too high. You want to cook them until they're nearly transparent. There is some kind of screaming cicada that deafens us. The stars have appeared overhead. This is the altar. Please come and be with us. Blessing poem. Blessings on the tiny flowers on the side of my path. God bless the wild egrets in their flight. Bless the late rains. Shower blessings on my dear friends, the strong ones who have walked beside me. Bless people who are lost and confused. Bless the mongoose who just ran across the road. Bless the greater kukul, the koel. Bless my mother, my father. Blessings on my whole family, all those beloved sisters and brothers and cousins. Bring blessings like rain for the faces of my enemies. Quiet the host of voices, the conflict and struggle. Bless the artists, let them thrive and grow ripe. Bless the musicians to lead the dance. Bless the sloth bear and the toads. Bless the long light in the short afternoons. Bless the sun and the waning or waxing moon. God bless Jupiter. Thank you for his light. Bless the sparrows who play in my puddles. Bless the people who do not understand me and those who do not care. Bless all of those without opportunities to grow. Bless them even more, those without. Lay a table for them. Bless those who are smarter or more eloquent than I am, those with the book deals. Bless the ants that come for the food left on the table. Bless the sky and the stars. Bless the oldest trees and the youngest. Bless the woman in the post office and the lady who makes noodles and the coffee seller. Bless all those in villages and the rice farmers bringing in the harvest. Bless the fragrant garlic in its rows. Bless the abundance. Bless people who are far and near. Bless my son as he presses his face to mine, as his eyelashes caress my cheek. Bless my daughter to light up the world. Bless my husband to drum and make music. Bless my house and bless all the houses. Bless my sons as they walk through the world. Bless the women who are in their later years, the gray-haired and grizzled, the future children. The tides and the sand, the weather, those on death row. The man crying in the alley, the lost one, bless them with your hands, coming to flutter over them. Coax the sun to offer its warmth. Bless them with angels. Making the chai. Making the chai is like prayer. I have done this in more than one kitchen, more than one country, more than one decade. Morning chai in India, serving chai in green cups on trays in Thailand. Start with the milk and water, then sugar, slice the ginger. Look for mint in the garden. Crush the cardamom, inhaling the fragrance. Add cloves, not too many. Sticks of cinnamon. Let the milk foam, Jaya says. Watch it double over the top of the pot on the stove. Pray for those who will drink it. Add the tea until it is the perfect shade of brown, and breathe and breathe and breathe. Remember the chaiwala on the city street, the one with the amazing mustache who admired Chnua's arms, very strong. Remember the woman in the mountains who dropped into a seat in the living room and asked for chai at least once a week. Remember morning by the sea, Jaya in her bare feet in the kitchen, planted like a woman who has walked the earth and come to rest. Remember the courtyard at Leaf's house, sitting on the low stools, holding round blue cups in your hands. Pray for them as you strain the chai. Pray for the garden where you stand. Pray for the mango tree in Leaf's courtyard. Pray for those who pass by, who have come and have gone. The sky was so beautiful. The sky was so beautiful that we all stopped to watch it. Heavy clouds, lamp-like against the dark gray of a storm, round and unearthly. Rose searched and found the name of these clouds, mammatus, clouds like breasts heavy with milk. This was a pause in the middle of preparing food, rest from the practical to witness the way God creates and creates, generous, full of every good thing. Look up, look up. The mind-heart longs for this kind of abundance, away from irritation or lists, competition or greed. The clouds, these clouds, ripe with glory, and we were there too. Later, in the low light of the living room, loud voices and whispers of discovery in Colossae, grief and laughter, a sudden gathering of molecules oriented on a different plane. Oh, spores whispering in the dark, round and unearthly, ancient, powerful words from the mind-heart of God. Freedom. Freedom is standing in this particular place on the earth and knowing that though I have not made that sunrise or those mountains or those leaves, I could cry at how beautiful the leaves are, the light through the leaves, the light. I am free to love them. Here I am, you tell me, and there you are. And we are not each other, but we love, we love, we love. We are bound up in the tangles of being human, and yet we are free to love. It is what I want most, the breathable air, liberty from my own tangles of insecurity or loss, the offense of being human in a world that leans drunkenly on its axis. The stone beneath us is warm with the fire at the core of the earth, and we've never been as close to our deaths as we are right at this very moment. Here we are, lying with our faces on the grass, free from small grievances, our tired muscles, the aches. These things hold us. But inside, the spirit calls to its maker, and we can rise up swiftly, gladly to answer the call of the lover to love in return, to love one another, to come back to the essential, the true, and the beautiful. Illustration, Soul Series, number 3, Be Free. It is a square painted with watercolor paint and colored pencil. Purple and blue and red. There are circles and something that looks a bit like a leaf or a feather. Drips coming down from the left side. Small purple plant-like things coming up from the right side. The words inside say, be free. Our roots. A psalm of lament. A meditation on longing. The bamboo whispering against the grass roof. Birds in the distance calling one another with news of the neighborhood. These friends I want to love well. Paul praying for us daily, even now, through eternity, that our roots would go deep, straight into love. Hard things. We can grow taller, resilient even in fire, our roots going down for miles. Come quickly. This feels a lot like death, Jesus. Can you make your way here quickly? Through the crowds. Pause if you need to when people need healing. Take the time. You know the right time. But then, please come. Please sit down. Please call us back. Tell us it's time to come back. Reach right down into the darkest place, down and down. Tell us, beloved, it's time to wake up. In the wilderness. We are with Jesus in the wilderness. It is what we have chosen, and sometimes this confuses those who see us. Where are the buildings, people wonder, staring at our tents, at the motion of the dunes, the hardened calluses on our heels? Where are the stones and where is the gold? You didn't come to see a king with fine clothes. You didn't come to see a reed swaying. No. We bring our drums with us, pounding our rhythms into the earth, rippling the water, calling into the swirl, calling for rain. Our faces damaged by the sun. Hair bleached and dry, listen to the rain coming, listen at night. It's drumming on the tent. The spirit is here, very close, but you will have to listen. Here are the stories. I pulled the stories out today, all the stories that people tell me, the things I have carried with me, and I spread them out. We looked them over, God beside me, reading the words. Morning is so beautiful. The rice fields are beautiful. Every day is new. Here they are, God, all the stories people have told me about their days, the things that have happened to them, the things they have believed, and the things that have broken their hearts. These things are for you, not me. Morning is so beautiful. The birds come sweeping over the fields. Whisper kind words to us, O God. Take these things and hold them. Bring peace. You breathed. We are not orphans. You promised that you would come to us. And here you are, companion of my soul. Even in the hot dusk when the boys play soccer at the park, and all I want is a cool place to lie down. Even when I sit in a circle with many other people, and I look around and think, what can I possibly say to tell what I know? You breathed, and the world began, and then you loved us, and you came to us. Words feel like locked up rooms, little squares folding in on themselves. We will have to speak with our lives, as you did, the word, this word that keeps expanding and lives and breathes, and did not leave us alone. Small things. Small things make me feel less alone these days. A family meeting around the table. Kai sitting with our little white dog tucked in his jacket. We are in this together. The light, always a companion to our souls. The candle lit in the morning, the small circle, gathering flowers, placing them in vases or bowls. We rest in the power of the Almighty, not alone, never alone. We became poems. We turned the sprinklers on. It was so hot, and after a long conversation containing twists and shocking turns, lacking in poetry in a way that hurts. I need it so much, the mystery and the books I love, because they are poems. John, Hebrews, sometimes regarded with contempt in long trails of words with people who do not yet love the word, the mystery. We became poems and ran through the water, through the sprinkler after we danced, and here it was okay. Here the Spirit still moved among us, in the light hitting the droplets, just so. And here we didn't have to play complicated games of thoughts, ethics, enough to make you weep. We could let the water wet us. I could trust that the work goes on in the wordless times when we are running like children, shrieking with joy. Tangible. Our life work is to make kindness tangible, the longing of God for his people. Reattachment of limbs to body to one working, beautiful masterpiece in all of its meaning, all that it should be. We hear the longing of the Creator, the great cry of love, and we answer. God says, be kind to the lost ones, to those who can't find home in the storm. They are buffeted, within and without, by lies. God is detached, or God is cold and imperial and smug. To make truth, this longing, this love, tangible, we cut onions and garlic, cook them while singing, dance a little as we add the tomatoes. We dig in the ground, sit and listen to the stories of people who have traveled a long way to be here. Wait for words to come. Speak the language of longing. Eat together. Eat now. Come in. We love you. Let's remember how loved we are. People are so lonely. We all need a family, and these are the smallest attempts and fumbles to reveal something so beautiful it would blind us if we saw it fully. God's great, heart-rending call for us to come close, come into the circle, draw very near, and remember who we are. A day like this. A day like this. At the pool, Aya gasped audibly when she saw the pond heron lift up. We watched the weaver birds and discussed their nests, small, cheerful, brown and yellow, or a night ride on the motorbike, Kenya putting her chin on my shoulder while we ride. Finally, the air is cool, blowing through our hair. I do not want anyone to know what I have done well. I don't want the connections and strands of knowledge or gratitude. I want to be free and follow my master, who knew freedom from all of these strands. You have one master. I am accountable only to one, riding this motorbike in the dark, past the airport and over the hill, watching the pond heron take flight. After the rain. The fragrance and the mud, the flowers on the ground after the rain. The shape of our hands as we lift them, the songs that drift upwards, and the count of the beat. I am here. I am open. The papery smell of curtains, the books with their handwritten scrawl, a dog on the pillow beside me. I think I am waiting. I know that in some ways I am alone, and also look, our eyes as they see one another as we connect. We sang, and we were soft, and sad, and beautiful. We were sacred, and we were drowning in the rain. We could hear the yells of children, the long, excited calls. I am here in the dark. I can't see the future, and that feels unbearable, but I stretch out my hands again to take in the softness of a faith that has rolled me over, has soaked me in the rain. Prayer. Good morning. Good morning to the world and to the trees, especially the trees, tipped with leaves, rimmed in light. Good morning to the jackfruit tree in my garden, heavy with fruit, and the lamyai tree, and the tamarind, bringer of hope. Good morning to the new tendrils of life, to speaking kind words to friends. Good morning to my offerings, and to my body, and to my mind, and to you, Creator, maker of morning, and trees, and me. God in the center. Oh God, in the center, help me to find you. Sometimes on a very hot day, the wind picks up the leaves and dust and swirls them around. And once I saw my son, Solomon, in the center of a little whirlwind. He barely knew he was in it. We were at a festival, sleeping in an orchard by night, sitting on the ground in the day, dust in our teeth and in our hair. Any stronger, and the whirlwind might have picked him up. The sun was so heavy. We sat and listened to music until late at night, and in the day, little twisters everywhere. God in the center, let me see you. Let it all rush around madly, but keep my heart quiet. Keep me. God of the crying sky. God of the crying sky, hold me when things dissolve, when I am well-intentioned but watery, when the borders disappear and I wake in the night and can't tell where I end, where the whole huge world begins. Hold me, move me, keep me together. Knit my bones, be the space between my molecules. Contain me, live within me, bring peace. When meaning flees and I can't always see the edges of things, come again, come again. Hold me when my fingers are numb and things dissolve. Illustration, diagram number 2, hold on. It is a picture of watercolor purple with a bright sun and a blue center, many hands drawn in childlike ways reaching up. It says, hold on, hold on. I was sitting with my head to the ground. I could barely hold on. Lord of all planets. Lord of all planets and stars, even the ones I cannot ever see or know. God of all flying things, every tiny creature, every winged being, everything in the air, moving on the wind. Help me to feel your gaze of love on me, to feel you turning toward me with eyes of mercy, ready to move in love toward me, to come running, to come flying down the road to meet me. Lord of the sea and sky. Lord of the sea and sky, the endless giving and receiving, eternity and the stars, water leaving and returning to itself. I offer you my empty arms, the long nights, all the times I held a child because of dreams or restlessness or a sore tummy. I offer you the leaving and the slightly confused feeling. It's over? I finally see this life is not forever. I think of you, God, and your endless waiting. Mother, there you are in the house. Father, there you are in the candlelit hour. Come back to me. Soft eyes, soft voice, you are the wanderer in the garden. Soft footsteps, I am coming back. My arms will be empty and withered. I will be old, and I will fling myself at you, and your arms will take me up, take me up. You are the other. You are the other to my something. You write in the sky, and I read love. I will never be sufficient for me. I want you, you, you. And like lightning to the ground, you come swiftly to my heart, my bones, my home. You hold me. You opened your hand and I flew. You were never far, though I landed on the earth, in steamy forests and cold mountain tops, on red sand, and you were there too. You whispered a whole life to me, not the one I imagined, but the blooming unfolds and unfurls without limit. It is the most humble kind, the daily work of love and questions and dreams. You encircle me here, and I am free. You are behind and before. You hold me. Lord of campers and travelers. Lord of campers and travelers, of nomads and tent dwellers, I offer you this day, sitting low to the ground, cross-legged in the dirt. Help me to be aware of every drop of water as I carry it through the distance. Teach me how you lived, Lord of tents, of holes, of thin mats, leaf mold and termites, of ants. Thank you for the rising sun, for the shade of this mango tree, for the way you lean and shake the ground, for the peace of the forest, calm of the glade. Bright hope of the sky, Lord of those who always carry water, Lord of those who sleep with their faces to the stars, Lord of those who sleep on the ground, Lord of all, forever, forever. Amen. God, you meet us with a glad heart. God, you meet us with a glad heart, drawing near to our creature selves as a creature. This is so surprising. Jesus eats and listens to the people around him talking. He hears with ears like those of created beings. He who stretched out the skies. The life work is to come home to you, as a creature receiving from a loving hand, to draw near, to find joy in coming close, like the tree soaking in light beyond my window, like my small dogs who need so much love. My life work is to receive. I move toward you, but you come close, faster, more eager even than me. God, when we feel empty. God, when we feel empty, you move, you make. You are the Lord of empty vessels. You are the Lord of cicada shells and snake skins, spider molts and shells of clams and mussels littered on the shore. The emptiness, the beautiful space. When we wake up and feel that we have nothing to give, you are here, in the beautiful space, clear-sighted and full of possibility. You are, and it is enough. We see you in the line between sea and sky. We see your hand playing in the in-between, in the quiet between bird calls, in the spaces between leaves. Love is there. You make something out of nothing. You create. Illustration. Soul Series number 2, Love. It is a square. There are purple and blue watercolor swatches with a sun in the middle. There are purple blotches that lead down from the left corner, Many, many scribbles, many little circles. The word on the picture says love. Lord, who knows our suffering. Lord, who knows our suffering, come, please. Dwell within me in my body, often sick or tired. Bring your companionship to my lonely soul. Sit at my hearth with me. I want to make you a cup of tea. I want to listen to you as you listen to me. Tell me about your love. Tell me about your sorrows and your pain. God of the night. God of the night, I miss you when I can't sleep, and when it seems that your soothing voice is silent. Surely you are there, but my own rasp is louder, or the voices of people who have spoken to me, voices yelling over my shoulder, the memories of every conversation I've had in the day. I miss you, and I turn and turn in my bed, searching for you, until suddenly you find me and you carry me off, breathing. You carry me into the well of sleep, leading me into dreams. God of the morning, God of the morning, God of our open hands, see us stretch them outward, willing them to be receptive and soft, lifting them to the sky, to the ocean, the long, lonely afternoon, or the silent dusk with millions of winged insects. You are very near, close enough to hear our tiny voices, near enough to breathe on us. And your breath is pure, and we have unmasked faces with you. God of our longings, all of them, even the ones we cannot name, we hold out our hearts and we wait with held breath. Where will you take us? Into the whirling stars? How will we show you love, show you honor, today and today and today? Lord of the Wanderer. Lord of the Wanderer, help me to make my home in you, not in a structure or a desk, not in walls or frames, not even in a garden. Let your expanse shelter me. Help me to enter the shalom. Help me find refuge in you. Extend your wings, unfurl, stretch them bigger than the sky. Here there is wonder, delight, safety, home things, better things. Here is the world, the wandering world, a home within your kindness. Lord of the lonely places. Lord of the lonely places, the empty marsh, the desert, the solitary cave, the full house of people who can't draw close. You know the wild bird call, the seeking mind, the waiting soul, the mist on the hills, the nighttime tears. You know me when I can't sleep because of the abyss of my isolation, the gulf between me and the rest of the world. I am bridgeless, I cannot cross over. You know how conversations go, little offerings, gulped back words, attempts at jokes and blank faces in response. You know the tiny, precious small animal of a genuine connection. How fragile, how rare. Lord of the lonely places, Lord of rare, wild connections, help me to leap again and again across the canyon, even disappointed, even clumsy, scrambling, misunderstood, fingernails grasping at the bank on the other side. Help me to keep trying. Be close to me as I walk closer, even if I am hiding, darting from shadow to shadow. Help all of us, Lord, to cross the gulf between us. Give us bravery. Give us courage to draw near. Illustration, Soul Series number 4, Dark Night. It is a square, dark, kind of a black, dark gray with red leaves reaching up and a moonbeams reaching down. There are scribbles of pencil and colors all around, small circles, and the words say, Dark Night. God of rain and moss. God of rain and moss, the melancholy of long gray days, the minor chords, the loon call. You are here in the quiet space, curled up in the shell with me. On days when I have nothing to say, you encase me. You let me lie here weeping. You touch my face gently. You sing sad songs with me. You know, too, what separation is like, how others can feel distant though they are so near. You too felt the pain of loss. You felt the longing. God clothed in joy. God clothed in joy, walking in the garden. Can I join you? I'm so tired. I don't know what I even know anymore except that I want you. All of you. All the love and the sorrow, all the overwhelming kindness and even the anger. I want to know the names of all the birds and trees, and where you see the greatest hope today. I want to know what you see in me. I want to be a spark from your aliveness. God who sees. God who sees, you do not scrutinize to expose, to root out, to strip back. Your gaze is an embrace, a shelter, holding at the same time as seeing, and the unnecessary things fall away. They wither and die in the warmth of your eyes. But still to be seen is a kind of surrender, an invitation. You are, and you know that I am. What happens when you look at me? Mary felt seen when her life branched into before and after, and she could never be the same. Jesus, you saw the rich young ruler, and you loved him, and you wanted, with everything inside you, large, expansive, life-shifting things that he could not bear. And I am ready for you to see me. Living word, eyes and wings and eyes and wings, pillar of fire and smoke. And it is a kind of surrender, and I am afraid, but I will trust, because your eyes are gentle, even when they blaze. God in the desert. God in the desert, Jesus the wanderer, walk with us. Help us when the relentless sun wants to push us down into the dust, into the hard ground. Help us to find wells or springs. Open our mouths to drink deep. Walk beside us over hills and through windstorms. Lie beside us under the stars, on nights when we can see their beauty, and nights when we are blinded by tears. Cool our heads in the day, keep us warm in the night. Give us your enduring hope in the desert. Sacrament. The work of a woman in the middle of her life. To tell a story, to be free, to live, to form a body of work, to wrestle with everything she has been given and not given, to resist the idea that somewhere there is a more perfect existence, a place to be known more fully, to be known here, to stay, to shape love like bread and feed it to others, to trust and ache with loss, to grieve what was and accept what is, to break through apathy and keep the veil between material and spirit thin, to read love in the sky, the branches of trees, in the faces of the people around her, to be true to herself, to stop throwing herself away, to walk the shores of the ocean of her loneliness, to approach her soul's warm hearth gently with friendship, to honor her sorrow, to claim a space for herself in the solace of God's regard. The line. I imagine a long meandering line tracing from my birth all the way until now, and further, invisible, into the unknown and all that hasn't happened yet. And I am somewhere on this line. I see God's careful hand tracing it. I see it beautiful, a flowing, graceful thing, looping and reaching forever. Illustration. Diagram number 1, a long line. It is an abstract image showing a path. The words below say a long line. There is a large green path on a yellow field, and the origin point, there are words that say, "Only God made me." It is done in watercolor and colored pencil. Along the way there are arrows, abstract plants, and there are more words that say, "I was here," and "not worthless." Some things I want. to grow out my hair, like to see endless, to remember how to clothe myself. I forgot somehow. I woke up and had nothing to put on. To trek the mountains in Nepal with my husband and my children. To walk all day and eat simple spiced potatoes at night near a fire with plywood walls between the bedrooms, our eyes teary with the beauty of mountain peaks, higher than we could ever imagine. To see the library in Alexandria, because. To see my people, I ache. To drop the feelings of guilt and obligation. They sour all these gorgeous ripe moments. To be a generous friend, to make a body of work, like the sea endless, to worship at the edge of the eternal, a devotee forever, a disciple forever, one who sees, who loves, one small candle in a sky of fire. The creek beside my studio. The creek beside my studio is telling me that I have what I need and that God will be the one who tends to me, watering and plucking, smoothing back my hair on a hot day. Oh, I love the one who made me, so I love the work of the one, and this work is me, lying in the grass at the end of the day, long and older than I was yesterday, freckled and soft. And you, flower soul, eyes open, ready for the next good thing, you are made and tended by God. Our lives cannot be about making one another happy. This is a hard truth. You are given your work and I am given mine. Mine is delicate and uncomfortable. A life spent always on the edges, always, always. This is the way it has always been, ever since God breathed into my lungs and said, "Be." I don't know what your work here is. I can't hear the gentle voice of God speaking to your soul, but I hope there is a candle there, some small, warm light, comforting you where you are, encouraging you to use your voice to sing, to love yourself as you would love a dear, dear friend. Listen. Listen, dear human, to compassion breathing, one breath, 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 and in between breaths, love, for women, for the fear and the lonely burden. You do not need to hate them too. They have been hated from the beginning. And one breath, breath, breath. I have put away my weapons. My hands are empty. I have a heart like a garden of stories, love for women, for the fear and the lonely burden, God with them, one breath, breath, breath. The labyrinth. The labyrinth looked like light. I stepped inside, born and walking to the center, reliving life, the crunch of each day, the loss of friends, the gain of friends, the children. There have been many, more than my own. The ship in the Indian Ocean, our wedding, street dogs we named, scratched up walls, cockroaches, more trains than I can count, eclipses, tents, music. I walked slowly. When I got to the center, I paused, put the stone, the life, down, and prepared to leave it. It may take 40 more years, or 50, or less, but I am on the way out now, working my way along the path. And not only me, but God beside me, like Rilke's poem, walking with me each day. The green that will come, the seasons, the sorrow. I am winding my way to the labyrinth's exit. This is the second half of the journey. And when I get to the space where the labyrinth opens on what I can't fathom, I will pause, take a breath, and leap. Peace. 1. Here in the bamboo thicket beside my house there is peace. Here with my sick husband, feverish and aching, there is peace. Here with my dog with her broken leg, there is peace. Peace in the hot sun, peace in the shade, peace on the pathway. God has imagined peace, a new dream, peace when I can't see around the bend. 2. I was small and awake in the night, at 3 on the dot, not a good hour. I walked outside to the porch. There were stars, surprising in their beauty. Beauty, beauty, all through the night sky, but not within me. The bed is warm when I get back under the covers. Every time I close my eyes, I see another undone thing. This is not peace, the world of things I have left undone. They come for me, reaching. But I was small, and then I remember drifting, drifting. I am more than the undone things. I am drifting into the shores of tender mercy. Peace as I glide on wings that carry me. Peace as I bury my face in the feathers. Peace as I remember my tiny feathered body under your large, strong wings. I am not big enough to carry much at all. Peace. I drift off to sleep. 3. We stopped the car to look at the sunset sky, feathers and washes and swirls, all in the most brilliant orange, coral, pinks of many shades. It was more beautiful than dreams, more beautiful than music. I know, that's a big claim. It was more beautiful than most words or thoughts or even secrets. It reached right down inside. It took our hands and said, "Come with me. I have other worlds for you. Walk into them." I stood on the side of the road with my teenagers, and if we knew how, we would have stepped up off the ground and flown straight for those other worlds. 4. Here. Decide which of your habits you want to keep and clip back the others, like unwanted branches, tenderly. It sounds easy, doesn't it? To make space for that which makes space inside you? To water the good growth and give it rich soil? It is not easy. It is the work of a lifetime, done in secret, done in the quiet mornings. It is a long search for peace within, a long desire to make the outside match the inside, to bring everything together, to bow at the end of the day and say, "Here, Lord, Master of my heart, fold me in." 5. The leaves were the first, my first love language, light through leaves, filtering through trees. I get repetitive about it. Look at the light, my voice an arrow of longing. Look at the light. It is peace within, bathing my hands, my face, my heart. My eyes will always find the leaves, the light, the shadows. Peace. 6. I tried to write a psalm. Maybe one day I'll finish it. I was rewriting one of my favorites, the one where the psalmist is so angry and jealous of those who have money, dripping from their fingertips even though they are bad, and they get away with everything. So relatable, that feeling. Careening close to the abyss because nothing is fair, easier to give up. But we go into the forest, and we lay our hearts on the earth, feeling the warmth a long way down. And we remember our place beside you, God, prone, stretched out. We feel your heart beating, heavy with love and grief, and the stars are yours and ours, and there you are within. You dwell, all your richness, and forever peace, forever you. 7. At the end there will be peace, and life is a long stretching toward it, toward the sun, which will set. But that day is not today. It is not the ending of everything now, but the beginning of many things. Here, a reminder, a new song. A song of hope will come in the morning, in the sunrise, in the first light. It is not the ending now. That would be too easy. Instead, here is the mess of 1,000 new beginnings, darling. When you are ready, open your eyes. I dream, and my fears are like trees that walk. Morning comes in hidden light, smoky, with an orange sun. I feel the light in my dreams has changed. My daughter comes and lays her head on my knee, overwhelmed by the days ahead. So many unknown things. Can I be like a monk today? Praying, knees damp in the dew, watching the sun on the grassy fields or a square of light on a stone wall? None of this is up to me after all. On the cliff of this new day, a year of change stepping off. I am with you, with you. You open the door. This one image I returned to again and again. The door opening, light, down the stone steps you came. This was no ordinary sight, the brilliance behind you. Why was I in chains? It had been a hard season. Jealousy and fear swirled inside as close as my skin, my daily drink. Who sees me, I cried, and I was sick to death of me. You, master, brother, coming down those steps to help me out. I would kiss your feet. I would live in your light. I would take your hand and step out of this damp, dark place. Mary sat with you. Our sister, you said. She had chosen the better way, and it would not be taken from her. I stood there in the house, praying with those gray-headed elders. One was desperately sick. They were all so tall, their heads brushed the stars. The vision came, even after a night and morning of weeping. You opened the door, the light came flooding down the steps. Down to me in the cold, you came for me, holding out your hand. The stone was scratched with the marks of ages. You came to lead me out. You would not leave me there. Sabbath. I felt every kernel, every grain of frenzy, of frantic demands, the work that clamored at me, and yet I rested, and work's never still fingers scrabbled for me, and I rested anyway, my heart reaching towards something bigger, something outside myself, something that will come and cradle me, something that will walk forward boldly, taking me up in its arms. You see me. Dear God, does it matter if anyone sees me? You see me, and you have made my boundaries, the lines that form my separation from everything else. You keep me in, keep all the warm parts of me close. You wrote the code, you breathed into it all, dear God. I walked for a long time yesterday, and I saw so many different shades of green. You were there in the silence and in the bird calls. You call me to you, in my sadness. Sometimes it doesn't seem to make sense. Why did you make me this way? But you know all things. You know about all things, like clouds and ecologies and the best ways to eat vegetables. And you know about bears, big ones and small ones. You keep me, soft and raw to the world. This is how you made me, not sure of anything, not even one single interaction, the way it will go or how it went. No. It does not matter if anyone sees me. You see me. I press your words like flower petals between pages. I sing them, you hover, dear God, like wings over the great deep. Turn and turn. Settling into the big space, the large big space in God's heart. He brought you to a spacious place. Don't cower under the desk. Climb out, spread your arms, and turn again. Settle in. This wide space is for you. The sky above you is almost small compared to eternity, compared to the love the Creator has for you. Illustration, postures number 6, strength, weakness. It is a watercolor image of a woman who is bending all the way down with both arms spread out. She has something that looks like a large sphere just behind her head as though she's balancing it. There are many triangles on the page, there are rectangles, there are abstract images, drops of water. She's wearing a green dress. She's very beautiful. There are words that say strength and weakness. She looks as though she's bearing a great weight and also as though she is very strong. Heartbeat. I want to be loved and to be free. I want to be strong in body and spirit, to take time in solitude, small space, warm heart, little circle of light, to know how to be with my love now, the way it is now, not wishing for before, to work hard and play more, to be with God, to journey with God. I have grass under my feet, years of learning, a place to live, people who love me, a body of work, years ahead of me. I have uncertainty, so many questions, so many desires. I have learned to rest, to enjoy, to let people be themselves, to take care of myself, to be quiet, to ask rather than complain, to stop berating myself. A heartbeat coming back to myself, a flame, and I am never finished. There is no end. Always walking and wandering, I am allowed to be, and I want people to meet me at least halfway. And I have learned that God liberates, and how to feed myself, and how to sit under a tree. I needed to make something. I needed to make something because the maker hovered, and I wanted to heed her call. Under the wings that stretch over me, making something, even the tiniest of things, is a form of love that I can offer. Here, you made the world. Look at this picture that I drew. My son comes to me with his picture of a narwhal, looking into my eyes, and I look back with love and delight. So I took a break from calculating sums, from cooking and working on only the last, the least, the most difficult things. And I drew and I colored, and it wasn't much, just some lines. And God took the picture and hung it up on her wall. Planning a movement meditation. I find the verse of the olive tree, and I am like an olive tree, in the house of my Lord now, and the wind is in my branches. I think of roots, of shaking in a fierce wind. I think of throwing out leaves and living wild, a storm on a hill, a flash in the darkness, roots down deep in the house of my Lord. Collection. Here, my Lord, here is my collection. I leave it with you. Rocks, sticks, bits of string, all these papers I scribble on. Stories, sad things people told me, happy ones too. I have drawn my heart on many of these papers. I give them to you. Your hands always open for me. The older brother. The older brother was afraid that the younger would get everything good and there would be nothing left, that he would be unseen and empty. I am afraid. I have always been afraid. But his father's voice was so soft, and the son could hear his heart drumming in his chest, a song of love. All that I have has always been yours. All that I have is yours. The mistake. This is next level humiliation, the kind I was not prepared for. Yes, I have made a mistake. Yes, I have made many. The grass, the sky, I am lying here flattened by my own failures. Parenting was costlier than I imagined for all involved. This is next level humility, and I am still in it. Perhaps a cup of tea will soothe this. Perhaps another long look at the sky will care for the clanging senses, the knowledge of all the undone things. O eternal one, beautiful one, fill the holes in this mothering story, fill the spaces. I see you there in the molecules, the spaces between. Make this story beautiful. Barely breathing. You would have a hard time finding anything lovelier than a half hour sitting in a hot spring pool. The water was perfect and I sank into it. I have been barely breathing, not sure who I am, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe it's all a drift. I never did find myself. Less than, more than. God whispers to me like bamboo rustling or like a flock of birds flying away, over the field, a whole flock of egrets. They took my breath away. I was barely breathing. Yes. My life, is not like a photo or a script. It is not your dream. It is not elegant. It does not follow the course of any other river or stream that I have discovered. There are large helpings of angsty writing among the gentle chores of feeding a family, tidying notebooks, teaching children, and then the spiritual work of listening. Get it together, self, alone or together, chaos or quiet. Words are spices. Are you a knitter or a poet? An artist or a very bad businesswoman? It doesn't make any sense to me either. I wouldn't mind a nice, clear directive. Be momish, or be an artist, be a monk. Instead, all intertwined, the different facets pull my cells into strange constellations. But here is a reminder that sometime, somewhere, God held the seed that would become my soul and smiled and breathed and said, yes. Illustration, Postures number 2, in love. It is another one of the postures paintings which show postures that we take before God. The image is mainly blue and purple with golden drops scattered throughout. It is done in watercolor and pencil. It is of a woman dancing with her hand up over her face and reaching into the sky. She has her eyes closed. In the bottom corner it says, in love. Besotted. The fact of your belovedness can never be taken away. Even if people snap at you, roll their eyes, forget to listen, even if they don't see you or if it is not your turn to speak, even if you invite someone for a walk and they say no, or they don't return your text, or you feel stupid after you talk to them. If people think less of you than you deserve, nothing can take away your belovedness. Nothing, nothing, no nothing. There you are. God is kissing you all over your face, humming like a besotted mother over you. Only a fraction. I have seen only a fraction of what you have seen. I am in my home, this little hollow in the world, an impression on a long hill, a dimple. I have seen the sky wheeling overhead, but I am small with only 2 eyes, and I can only see what is in front of me. And I can see only what is in front of me. Your eyes see all, see everything. I have seen people come and go and forests on many continents, and simplicity and complexity. You see all. I have seen you shining back at me like the full moon in the sky wheeling above me, in my little bowl, the dimple, the impression in the earth, my home. You see all. A shaded path. A shaded path, a narrow way along the line between grief and joy. And through the leaves under the trees, a small opening, a reflection on the water. I see my face. And above me, birds and the sky. God tends to this path, leads me along, and I am going, I am walking, though I do not know where it goes. The doorway. Here is your life, and here is the doorway to the kingdom. You imagine, I think, that you will step through, and all the gathered stresses that pull at your skirts will fall away, but they seem to remain. And you walk now with your head high. You come calling, you visit the weeds, you are tangled when you want to be unbound. I have advice for you. You can be kind and free. You can bend and you can fly. Jesus, your King, is kind and never let others define him. He never let others tell him what to be, or if they tried, he regarded them with a half smile and a heart full of love. No, it is never clean and tidy. It seems hard things keep tumbling toward you. Sing anyway, dance anyway, harvest joy, arms full of tomatoes, arms flying, old age creeping in. Dance anyway. God comes to your window. God comes to your window like light, illuminating every branch, every leaf. You sit back, you stretch, reflect on God's love of this world, all of creation, teeming with life and beauty, the lizards you have to avoid on the road, the roses in the garden, blooming and browning, too fast for you to keep up. I want to tell you that these sorrows will keep coming, but you are yourself, contained and wonderful in the same morning light when God comes to greet you. Incarnation. Incarnation. 1. The first bright flash came in the careful, dark womb, warm and welcoming. The first inkling of the I Am, in a form we could understand. Multiplying cells shivering, ringing with music from otherness, from the sheer complex layering of possibility, of breathing, of creation and this dark, quiet space, the warm home. Something that is always a miracle, but not like this, not cataclysmic love entrusted to the beloved, something so essential that we would never be the same. 2. Creator, expression, and spirit saw the world they made, and they grieved over how lost, how lordly, how split it was, dovetailed from love, from grace. The three loved one another, were love, were free, breathed freedom. But freedom is truly free, and unlike other created things like trees or buffalo or hummingbirds, people could move away, people could break, and the people chose to forget their home, to hide from the lifelight of God. Forgot they were creatures and withered, far from their shelter, the love that was their birth and their spark, in the beautiful weeping, in the morning space. Imagine the heart of the three. God said, "Very well, we will become one of them." 3. Something like the motion between plates of the earth, something like roaring, a wall of water, trees falling from mountainsides, the birth of stars, something like the sound of the rain when it throws itself down. Expression came to earth. The heart and wonder and being of God, all the love and belovedness of a son, the astonishing, the glow, the bright one, the loved one, the power, the love of the three, the atom, the galaxy, the brightness beyond bearing. Take it away, the people cried. We cannot perceive it. Entered time. To become the seed, the soft skin and little yawning mouth, curled under her chin. She held his weight, and his weight could have crushed the sun, but instead it was small and soft, burrowing close to her face, a little animal comforted by the scent of his mother. 4. Love and power and prophecy, the olive tree and the lost world. Aching, familiar, strange. Fingernails, what a new thing to have fingernails and fingers for them. Smoky room and dim light, oil lamp. Milk in the morning, all night long. Mary's arms, her singing voice, her tears, when everything hurt, her gentle wonder. Somewhere a star burning out. Creator feeling distance for the first time. Time? Time is what? You were without and now within time? Is it as though your feet are boulders? Is it like running up a mountain? Small one, protected one, how can anyone ever know how cherished you are, how special? Not just loved in this small circle of people, but by raw fire, spirit, power, eternal fusion. And it starts. In fits he grows into skin and distance, and a new way of being, a moment, and a forever. They loved us. They pulsed with it like stars, like the most beautiful of all beings, whole planets but bigger, like crazy, lost, heartsick lovers. 5. I am flipping back and forth in time now. It is too hard to contain this story. But do you remember that moment in the house when men broke the roof open and let the paralyzed man through? Jesus looked at him and said, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." I imagine whole fields of flowers standing up and blooming in the words, between their eyes as they gazed at one another. Oh, my own eyes fill, to be completely understood and accepted. Whole fields of flowers. 6. Thank you, said the leopard, and the way down leaned down sky. Thank you, said Mary, who was troubled by demons. Thank you, said the woman who bled for years and years. Somewhere near there is the crackling of power. We feel it, and the power feels like love, and the love feels like it could set us free. Thank you, said the riled up water when it was calm as glass again. And I have never felt anyone so near. Your hand in the air, your eyes. Thank you, said the man who used to cut himself with pottery. We have touched God. We have. Thank you, said the man who was blind from birth, and the small ones, they said thank you, and the ground under his feet, the grass, felt this familiar, unchangeable power. The singing was the same. Thank you for the way down, lean down. Thank you for coming close. You did not move away. 7. There were always those who knew. Simeon in the temple and Anna who prayed day and night, her gentle old hands on her knees. Farther back in time, the prophets, the wild men. Burning bushes and kings or shepherds, Creator told them in words behind words. But then the people found it hard to see. When he came smaller and poorer than they had imagined, why is he drawing in the dust? The why burst out of them so many times. Why is he talking like that? Why is he letting her touch him? Why is he healing on our holiest day? Nothing about God could be owned or captured, pinned down or contained, until this human body, which was still inexplicable, puzzling to those who thought they knew what they knew and didn't have room to imagine more. 8. In love, he gave away his defenses and was naked to the world, to the whims of humans and the whites of their eyes, to the jealousy of those who surrounded him. He was willing to give this, his human body, but he kept some of himself back, did not allow them to define him or shape him with their words, to change him. He did not entrust his full self. Well, he knew how small and crusty these hearts of ours can be, how we narrow our vision and place our own stories over the outlines, the shapes we see in the world. He knew this container was far too small, that they would have to learn about possibility, about hope, about seeds and earth. They would learn another day. 9. The movement of God toward us was like light through trees, warm food and hands, gentle eyes and kind souls, singing birds. But it was also pain and breaking, distance where there had been none before, and sorrow. Here, Jesus said, is a place to dwell. It is here, and we say yes to you and you and you. And if you have not been able to come inside because you have no money or because you did not know the way, here is the way. You can't build a ladder to get to this place. It is here. It is me. Come into the shelter where the birds light on the branches, and there is enough. And then he would weep for longing because even as he told them, they were using wood to build stairs, or trying to buy or scold their way in. The door is open, he would say, but he knew how hard it was for them to enter. 10. The moon watched the incarnation, God in human form, walk in the desert for 40 days, readying himself for the work ahead, calling out for strength. And the moon offered light that did not burn his skin, and when the temptations came and went, when the devil was finished with his taunting, the moon called to the angels to come and care for the hunger and thirst of God in human form, and they came humming, singing over their beloved in the moon's gentle light. 11. Sleep. Was it new? We still don't know why we sleep. Scientists have thrown up their hands despite their searching. I guess, they say, because we need a break. We need to close our eyes and dream. Was it new? But you were the first to declare rest. You, the great I Am. How long are your naps, and do you make your arm into a pillow for your head? What are you made of? Well, the human slept, Jesus the baby, the boy, the man. He slept in his mother's arms, on the roof, under the trees, and on a boat one time before they woke him up. He slept in the dark embrace of nothing, and dreamed of being God, dreamed of being understood, dreamed of his death, dreamed of being completely whole. And when they woke him up, he shook off his dreams and raised his hands to stop the wind and waves. 12. I like to imagine the newness of it, of being embodied, of checking shoulder muscles and the sensation of hunger. This is good, I imagine him saying. We made this, and wow, it works so well. We did a good thing. It will break and bleed but they can enter through this gate. Look at the wonder of it, and see my hands and feet. See the flesh I offer you. Eat my body, drink my blood. I know it sounds hard, but this is the doorway to forever. Jesus in the grass, under the tree. weeping but resolute. Listen, Jesus in the garden, waiting to lose this good body, to experience another terrifying part of being human, one person vulnerable to another, the power and the loss, ready to shoulder the metallic, aching evil of the world, to take it, absorb it, and send it away. A wave and a particle. This is my chosen one in whom I am well pleased. All the stars sang, light is a wave and a particle. Let there be. Did you have migraines? This one is quite bad, and I can still see light when my eyes are shut. You came so near, I can see your eyes. I am quite sure you danced in the light of hundreds of candles. All the stars sang, God rushing to be close after so many years of longing. Light finding the cracks, the shadows. Light laying itself down on the floor in a small wooden room. Slanting squares of sunshine from the window. A silent yearning. This human body. Note. This poem is an imagining that I wrote after reading and hearing quotes like, Jesus shouldn't be soft, and I don't want a God I can beat up. I could try to write an essay about the error of ideas like this, but instead I wrote a poem. I have folded myself into this human body and its breathing, not the breathing of the universe, the way it pulses to my Father's heartbeat, but these lungs, only about the size of 2 loaves of bread. It is the strangest thing. Everyone is taller than me. I grow tired walking uphill. What gets me is the bruising. I bump my shin on the cart, and under my skin all the blood rushes, pools. The body tries to heal itself. We created a wondrous thing. My skin, the body. It is still strange to think these words in the liquid drop of eternity, extended. I tried to tell them things about the world beyond them, the workings of my Father, the way the world flows with his love, the way we are together in the glorious dance. But they look at me blankly. Does my face make the same expression when they argue over position? Or insist on protocol instead of warm health for these poor, broken bodies? They don't understand, so I try to show them with touch and laughter, food, firelight, warmth. They recline on me, reaching out as I do, liking to be close the way I always want to be close to my Father. The distance is the hardest part. I could cry 1,000 years over the distance. And sometimes they catch a glimpse of the power that wants to split my skin, my body. It needs somewhere to go. Sometimes it spills over, as with the woman who touched my clothes. Creation power, ready to give, to love, to restore. They were so worried when Mary came in. She was so brave. I saw it in her eyes as she stood at the door, the fear, all of them watching her. She walked into a room full of men who saw her either as something to be used or as a threat to their piety, their image of themselves. How could her flower spirit be either? Beautiful Mary, she came to me weeping, all her sorrow and loss, washing the skin of my feet. The weight of her grief and her love was a precious thing, like a small bird, wild and alive. I was honored by her trust. This is the brilliance of our creation, the way they trust even after harm, the way they hope. But the men in the room couldn't see her, couldn't see the love given and received. How we blessed one another. They have not yet needed to be this strong, but they will. I could weep looking into their hard eyes. I will weep. I know the end. I know they will beat me, and it will hurt, and they will split the skin, and the blood will leave the place of life, flowing through the veins we made with all the love within us. They do it to one another. How can they? They will do it to me. It is the only way. It is the distance between our hearts. And maybe Mary knows it, and that is why she cannot stop the tears. And all their fragile posturing will be like ashes in their teeth, when after everything, Mary will find me first, whole again, in bright, unfolded, explosive power. Unless Unless a kernel of wheat, grain of rice, coriander seed, dried bean, long tree pod, seed of any kind really, falls to the ground and dies, it can bear no fruit. And he spoke these words to tell them how he would die, the dark pocket of earth, the way he would go down and down, curled in around a still heart. And this only after all that pain, the unnatural ways our bodies can be broken. And leave her alone, she has done a beautiful thing to me. She readied the seed for its burial deep into the ground. And what you sow is not the body that is to be, but a bare kernel. Not leaves unfurling or a shot of blue in the grass, not a tree nearly as wide as a village. A tiny shriveled thing, really, this seed, compared to what it will become. She has done a beautiful thing, readying the seed for the ground. It looks dead for some time, sown in weakness. It feels like we too are in the ground, waiting in the dark earth. Unless a kernel of wheat falls, it looks dead for a long time. She has done a beautiful thing to me. This has been a hard and unforeseen fall. I tell you a mystery. The mortal must put on immortality. He waited there in the earth, low in the deep place, far down in the place between the falling and the fruit. Illustration. Soul Series number 7. I will lie down and sleep. It is a square, a Soul Series square, with yellow, red, orange, and green color in the background, done with watercolor and colored pencil. There is a row of circles curving up on the left-hand side, many scribbles on the right-hand side, lots of beautiful colors, an explosion of color. Most of the colors are contained within the square, but a few are coming out. And it says, I will lie down and sleep. Jesus, the I Am. Jesus, the I Am, the first and the last, sits before the fire, warming his hands. To come and sit in the beautiful presence changes us, no matter how clumsy and unbeautiful we feel. God becomes human with a human body, needs warmth from the fire, needs shelter and food. God comes quickly, looking up when we call. Jesus, the beautiful human, the very best one. The fire dies down a little. He leans forward and puts on another log to come and sit in the beautiful presence in the light of the fire. It changes us. Like a seed. You long for us like a mother hen searching for her chicks. I see you, and I want to give you handfuls of flowers, to put them into your hands. I want to touch your feet, to show you honor, to draw close, to say thank you for your gentle voice, your kind eyes. You came to us like a seed unfurling. You grew all your creative power with us. How can we understand? How can we fathom you? The plan. In meditation, we sat together, imaginations swirling, thinking of Jesus walking in a crowd. He felt someone touch him, a woman, tired and lonely, alone in her sickness. The plan wasn't to stop. The plan was to keep going. Somewhere farther, urgent, needed. The crowd was intent and exasperated. But look at Jesus, pausing despite the plan, looking around for the woman who had been healed by his briefest touch, healing her again gently with kind words. Hope. Hope. 1. Why is there so much comfort in a poem? A trail of words finding space between trials. Carving a walking path or adorning walls, close comfort and the hope of a pattern, something that wraps and binds and makes unfathomable things fathomable. You can find the bottom of the depths with the right string of words, or at least you can make the abyss beautiful. Is this what God spoke into the world, the Logos? A poem, a pattern of love, a human who swept clean the cluttered inner rooms. Come with me. Where do you live? Come and see. Poetry, meaning falling like leaves in a slant of sunlight. Suddenly, everything adjusts, rearranges itself, makes sense. It is fragrant oil on the head and the feet. God speaks a poem into the world, and all is forgiven. All is loved. 2. Miss Dickinson wrote of hope as the thing with feathers. I have imagined a sparrow, a tiny trembling thing, but it is no longer tenable to me for the feathers to be so soft, so unassuming, and now I am searching the sky for the hawk, the eagle, or maybe a feathered dragon, an enormous fire-breathing creature who will blaze my heart back into life. Or angels, tall messengers who sing, light and fire, come forward, believe. The veil is thin like tissue, the stars are singing for you. I need hope to take me in its teeth, to shiver me to the bone, to recenter me after this burning. Here, in the ashes, my eyes scan for hope, wild, unexpected hope. Like Ezekiel's cherubim, their wings rushing, can you hear their feathers sounding? Roaring like the voice of God when God speaks. 3. So much happened during the pandemic to tell us that we don't know anything. I felt the heavy breath on my neck, the chasing of the last thing I knew, the clinging. I decided to throw myself into the unknown, so glad I was already flirting with it. So glad I have tried in fits and starts to live in a pool of stars. In the past, people have asked me for my 5-year plan, and when I showed them my empty pockets, they shook their heads. But here we are, in the same boat now, in a sea of stars. Nothing but explosions in the distance, small warm lights in our hands. All that creation power still flowing in our veins. How many days will we spend in the unknown? I will learn to play an instrument, or maybe not. I could lose my lips or my hands, and yet here I am in the boat, surrounded by love, now, and now, and now. Hope sits beside the home fire of friendship with God. Resolve has stiffened me, but the unknown has softened me. I turn to the 3, ask them for more of everything. More hope, more poetry, more love. Hope of coming out of the desert. Oh God, I know I have imagined that hope is small and struggling, barely surviving, like the garden plants in the dry season. I am trying to listen to you. You don't believe you are loved. You still don't know how radiant you are to me. It's true. This is not the daily music I hear. I replay songs of my own mistakes instead. Hope is you looking at me. I am watered by your gaze. Has there ever been a morning like this? Can we find each other here, in this world, now? You come to me dancing, calling me out of my desert. Everywhere you step, plants leap up, flowers grow. It's okay to be you. You are what I wanted. Look at you now, striding out of the desert. Come and see. The light welcomes me back into the dance, and I want to be part of this. Be a limb of this tree, a blade of this grass, the creation bringing solace, reconciliation to the world. Come and see. Come and see that God is good. Picking flowers, tending the garden, the rice is golden. God is good. Here we are together. While driving, I saw a man, shirtless, crossing the street with the sack of rice on his head, and it made me smile. It was human and graceful and funny. And it hit me. Our world is full of people, amusing, full of life, resilient, beautiful. Driving home, I fretted, anxiety beckoning again, fear at the edges like flames. But there they were, a pair of egrets flying just ahead of me as though they were part of all this motorcycle traffic, the weave and swerve of bodies and wheels and wings. Come back to trust, God says, to hope. Step back into the shalom. Here we are together, graceful and funny. You are not alone. Pluck me up. The grasses grew tall around me, and even when I was stuck in the sharp blades, beset by the wind, and the grasping seeds. Even when I didn't know how to move, God moved me, seeing me from above, finding my trail as it waved through things that were taller than my head, diving like a bird, sharp and wild, not planning to eat me, but to pluck me up and carry me out, carry me to a rock somewhere high up, taller than the grasses, a place where I could land, could breathe, could see. The shape and breadth. I want angels, big fiery ones. I always have. I want the miracle, a sky-shaped being to intervene in the nick of time. I want their wings to brush my face. I want Aurora Borealis here in the tropics, and I want it to catch me up, to lift me so I don't fall. I want it to bring me somewhere else, somewhere quiet, yet filled with roaring flame. I want it all. I went for a walk this morning, and there were birds, and when I considered every beautiful thing as love from God, I felt for a moment as though I were standing under a spigot, wide and gushing. I soaked it all in, and who is to say, really, that the shoulders of the mountains, the hovering clouds, were not the shape and breadth of angels? When I think of joy. For Karen. Many years ago, my sister lived with our friend, Karen, and when we needed a place to stay, Karen made space for us in her home. I remember the peace of that time, the way Karen gathered people up. Becca on her scooter, driving through vineyards to get us from work days. Patrice making coffee. Sarah and her paintings. It was a light-filled home. They cooked and talked about work and life. The dogs were always there to welcome us. The fridge and freezer were full of food. "Oh, how I love seeing people in my kitchen," Karen said in the morning, wheeling her chair out of her bedroom and into the space we were occupying, like a pile of puppies with harried parents. One child pretending they knew how to play piano, another spilling their breakfast, one crying for more of something or other, another getting the dogs hyper. I'm joking a little. They were cute, but the point is that Karen looked at us and loved us, and those words, "How I love seeing people in my kitchen," were more healing to me than most sentences I have ever heard. Some words bring you right inside. I don't know how to tell you about her voice, about the infectious joy, or how much she loved her kids, or how she talked about God as though the whole world was nothing but light through leaves. We played a concert on her lawn, lamps in the dusk. My sister arranged the details and made the space beautiful. We sat under the trees in Karen's orchard. She rested in the afternoons when her body was hurting. But then again the next day, the joy. We ate outside so we wouldn't miss a moment of summer, and she knows how to live, and we went to the beach, and I felt embraced, held. I felt like I was not a burden with my large, unwieldy family. I wish I could light every candle in the world for her. Her voice in the morning, opening a world of welcome. I always forget that people die, and then remember again, and then forget. Why do we lose the people we love? God and Karen together, their voices in the morning mixing in love, the faith and tenderness and care. Oh, when I have guests and I want to make them feel welcome, I think of her. I think, how can I make them feel the way she made me feel? Here is your daughter. I had to come back for Jesus, she told me. He was all that I had in the end. There is no one I think of more when I think of joy. Illustration. Soul Series number 5, Love and Longing. It is a joyful square with 6 purple hands reaching upward, a crown in the top left, something that looks a bit like an abstract wing. There are lots of colors. The square is yellow, and there are triangles and squares and scribbles, and there's green and purple and orange and yellow. Fireheart. The shaking. Reaching for something like clarity. If I find a word, I think clarity will break open. If I find a string of words, well, they've all been said. Yes, but not by me. Sometimes people need a friend to speak the words we all need to hear. Be loved, tell the truth, be free, do better, do not be afraid. It may feel lonely, but you are not alone. When we are here in the broken space where all our assumptions are cracking open, it may feel like everything is shaking, but God does not abandon us here. The Trinity dances in, and everything else may blow away in a hurricane of severe love. All the fixtures and walls, the way we thought it was, will be gone forever, but God will remain closer than a brother, dearer, sweeter, kinder, wings tight around you. Do not be afraid. Do not block their way. Jesus looked at the religious leaders with burning eyes, as though he could barely find the words to say how angry it made him. He warned them. He tried to tell them, "You keep people out and you won't even enter." He paced. Oh, how can they keep people far away from God, from their sufficiency and their beginning, their contingency and their bread? Your job is to usher them close, and you send them farther away. He pulled all those who were willing close, very close, into the rhythmic thud of his heart. Let the little children come, and do not make it hard for them. Let them come quickly, and do not block their way. Illustration, postures number 5 in the shelter. This series is about the different postures we take before God, and this one is of a woman who is nursing a small baby. And she's sitting, she has sort of a throne around her of abstract leaves falling around her. She's sitting cross-legged. She looks tired, but she's okay. Her baby looks very content. And the words say, "In the shelter." You would be more careful. I don't think you know who we are. If you did, you would not dare touch us. Brianna, Sarah, Chelsea. Not your daughters, your sisters, yours. We are the singing heart of the part of God that curls around a precious seed, breathes it to life. We are strokes of beauty outlined in light. We are breath and strength, lionesses. We are waiting for a day when you will know we are God's own. And I feel worried for you. You have messed with something mightier than you were ready to comprehend. You have dared to try to possess something that was never yours, still is not yours, to touch or take. You are not ready for the returning rush of flame. Only by God's breath. How could our ancestors think that they could tear at the seams of what made a person divine and not pay for it? Why did they imagine they could step into the gap between Creator and Beloved and force control with chains, attack God's own face? They tore the world limb from limb. And how could we hear the story of this shattering and not mourn, not understand that we will shiver for years without end under the weight of the terror we unleashed on God's beloved? The unmaking of ourselves, the unraveling, the breaking of the order of things, ownership of soul and body? Save us from your wrath. We took what was not ours to take. Only by God's breath do the stars not rip from the sky and fold in on themselves in immense grief. Only in great mercy does God wait for our mourning and turning, that he would soothe and heal and gently piece back together what we have torn in our greed. Bless the children. I cannot stop thinking about the small graves of Indigenous children in Canada. I imagine someone coming to take my children. I imagine a police officer pulling Isaac out of my arms. I imagine being empty like a cup of water poured out. Of Isaac crying in the night, of longing for him, weeping until I cannot see for tears, of never seeing him again, of no one listening to my questions or telling me where he went, mind-breaking grief and terror and longing. I think about the long, frustrated love it takes for people of the First Nations to keep searching, to get better and bigger tools, to wait for new technology and search for truth that will not alleviate the grief, to search for precious bones that were breathed into existence by God, then broken by those claiming to work on God's behalf, on Christ's behalf. This part is impossible. It feels unbearable. I know the town where they found the graves. I have walked and danced there. I have driven around its dry valley. I did not know that children slept under its surface. Maybe if I asked and I had listened well in response, I would have known. that thousands of stolen children sleep under the dirt that stretches across the continent. We lament and remember our great sin and shame. The searchers will find the other graves, and we will lament again and again for atrocities committed by those who used and walked under the name of Jesus. We will listen to stories of children being told by priests and nuns to scrub with lye to remove the beautiful brown of their skin. We will hear First Nations elders tell of the horrifying punishments they received for speaking their mother tongues, the language their mothers sang over them from the times they were first born. We will hear of unspeakable evil things done to little ones, and the grief will go on. I want to sit here now in quiet to let morning stay close. God of all creatures, all fragile humanity, forgive us. Jesus, who loves and loves, weep over us. Cleanse us with your tears. Let your gentle presence be a balm for those who grieve the lost children of their generations and the lost years of their youths. Come very close, quietly and kindly, to those who remember being children who were afraid, hurt, and hungry. Lord, have mercy. Change us now, change us forever. Bless First Nations, the survivors of hatred and white supremacy. Bless the children, bless the path before them. Line it with flowers. Let it be soft for their feet. Let them be free. That day when we lit the lantern, we sent our prayers with it. We held it up and let it go. God, throw down the dictators in Myanmar. Let the people go. Let them soar like this lantern. This is our prayer for the freedom of our neighbors. Let them go. Let them be free. God, cast down the mighty and the proud, those who scorn the suffering of the lowly, leaving rice fields for the jungle, running for their lives. Hear the prayers of your people. May it be. May it be. So ready. Jesus described an upside-down kingdom where the king is the servant is honored above all, the least is greatest, the poor widow honored as a great giver, the outsider a neighbor with immense compassion who takes care of a man near death, the thief the one who will join Jesus in paradise. But you are insisting that victims are criminals, asylum seekers are the killers they are running from, the dead must have somehow deserved it, and those who seek justice are the unjust ones. You say, yes, those people are dying, but their lifestyle choices need attention. You say the effect is the cause. These boundaries you are drawing make no sense. Chaos is muddying truth until the center cannot hold. We no longer even know our names, where we are from, who our originator is, or what God is like. And I think of Jesus in the temple. He fashioned a whip out of cords. How long did he sit there fashioning that whip, knowing he was going to flip those tables, see all the coins spill, hear that satisfying roll of clangs, watch people run to pick them up? He must have been seething, so ready for the kingdom to come. Maybe she is letting go. On a long walk over my hills with my headphones on, I heard the words of some man somewhere with a pulpit, talking about another pastor and his flagrant betrayal of his wife. Some of these women, the man with a pulpit said, let themselves go, thinking they are guaranteed fidelity. He went on and on in his delusion that we care what he thinks, but I was already gone, off in dreams of a larger world with better fruit. The one that Jesus strode through, smiling. I left the man and his small, sad kingdom behind. You think she is letting herself go? But maybe she is letting go of the idea that she pays for fidelity with eternal youth, that she is not allowed the comfort of twilight, of graying, of the silent, quiet pond, soft eyes, soft heart, soft belly. Maybe she is letting go of the idea that everything is her fault, that she and all her sisters are responsible for the actions of their brothers, responsible for birthing, raising, feeding, sheltering, tempting, cajoling, seducing, restraining, upholding, buttoning up, not drawing eyes, but drawing the right eyes, responsible for the hands and eyes and violence of other bodies. What freedom to let go of this strange, rigid cage, a foggy lens, and to let go means the world again is full of color. Nothing is guaranteed, but she deserves the wild beauty of fidelity after giving her youth. She should have the end after all the beginnings. She will have it, even if her husband foolishly went toward his own sabotage. God, her lover, will not leave her. God loves the lines in her face, the freedom in her wide smile, the lover dancing inside her, ready to love, ready to give her expansiveness, her universe. Her husband would be lucky to stay. The wisdom and beauty of an older woman, like a mountain, like a tree, like an ocean that contains the whole world. Brianna. Brianna Taylor should be alive, though she was born into an unkind world, an unkind history, white supremacy, and the war on drugs. Now people pick apart her innocence. Stop it. After bullets killed her. Bullets from where? They are unclaimed, but who? They are innocent bullets? From nowhere? No one is to blame, and yet she is the only one not still with us. In a room full of men, she alone fell. Angels come, closed the mouths of the lions so they can't talk about her, discussing the ins and outs and who did what. She was home. She had walked through the day, the innumerable dangers, and arrived in a safe place. Home. They opened the door to a safe place and took away safety and life in a few short minutes. She should be alive and she is dead, and no one is held responsible. This is not a discussion. This is the soul leaving the body, a body that had not yet done all it was meant to do, a life. If a slave should die while being corrected, the master will be acquitted of punishment or accusation. But if the slave lifts his or her hand, 30 lashes. Virginia Code 1705. Paraphrased. This is about the body. We have said, white people, this is our history. Do not look away. If I do something to you, I will go free. If you do something to me, you will be punished. And it lands on women, black women, working with their hands in the same way every other person washes dishes, tidies the living room, pays the bills, gets by. A cold wall of white men at the door. Murder with bullets from protected guns that won't be taken. Hands that won't be disarmed. It will happen again, and they will not help you. Everywhere chattering with all they know, they try to rearrange these facts, to explain that they know better, but this is poison. It is poisoning us, stealing our humanity and her body. Her body was hands and arms and soft skin. Soft organs, a rib cage, the heart, keeping it all together. Eyes that saw the world and dreamed, a body that was a little girl and then a woman for such a short time. The body is itself. The body belongs to God and itself, no one else. The body is not for someone else's profit, not for someone else's contempt or judgment. God made Brianna's body, housed it with breath and love, made it with melanin, made it with glory. Angels come. The body is home, the house is home. And where can black women be safe? If she closed the door, put up her feet, was she safe? If you closed your door, put up your feet, are you safe? What is this myth of the safe place, of private property and the right to protect? Angels, come now with fire. I call you, make them stop, dissecting moments and angles and their exhausting opinions. Every word they utter like a whitewashed tomb, nothing inside but decay. Their contempt for the body, for the black body, for women, for black women, the home of the body, the delicate rib cage, like a house for a jewel. Their belief that they know better than God. Illustration, Postures number 4, Grief. Series about the way we stand before God, the way the postures we take before God in the presence of God. This one is called Grief. It is of a woman wearing what looks like a sari, covering her head. She's covering her face with one hand. One hand is down beside her. There is a tree leaning over her. There are arrows pointing upward. It is done in watercolor and colored pencils. There are spirals and some drips and blocks behind her. It sort of looks like she's standing in front of a building. And the word on it says, grief. Please, no more war. Please, no more war, no more bombing civilians. Let us be against blood and pain and hurt. Let us protect and breathe. Let us shed the guns and bombs. Please, no more war. No more. No more. Please let us find another way. Let there be joy. Let there be food and water and sunshine, some unbroken things. Please, God, change this world. Please, God, rescue us from our locked up hearts, from our aching need for retribution. Please show us the mercy that will change us. You give rain to the just and the unjust and to the children. Let them come to me. Let them come to me, and do not stop them. Even knowing. In the beginning, God spoke. Even knowing, even knowing. In the beginning, God laughed. Even knowing, even knowing. The long unfurl of every flower made God smile. The long petals of the first sunsets made God weep. God walking in the garden, looking for his friends, in the beginning, in the beginning. God said yes to all of us, kissing us one by one, knowing our shapes, our fragrances, and our ways. I do not want to fund a war. I do not want to fund a war. I no longer know which country I come from. I do not know what a country is. Maybe one day mornings will not carry the news of so much loss. I will wake up light. Clouds will not look like dust and rubble. And I will not see the faces of children who have lost their baby sisters or brothers. War crimes I do not want to pay for eradication. Me, with my perfectly healthy, alive kids who will move across the world only. And it is as it should be, all in the right place, and still saying goodbye to them, I am heartbroken. How many stories are gone forever? The earth breaks, we cry out. Leaves are gathered at the base of my trees. I can see incense smoke in the morning light. My buildings are intact. Some are confused about why a young generation supports the people of this little plot of land. It is simple. We have told them that humans are precious. And these kids know they can't afford to buy a house, and now they see nothing but broken houses, and the people are dying and dead. My buildings are intact. The villagers around me are safe. I no longer know which country I come from. I do not want to fund a war. My buildings are intact. The villagers around me are safe. I no longer know which country I come from. I do not want to fund a war. The Whirling. Manifesto. There will always be sadness. It comes in cycles and waves, and we are often comforting someone or cushioning them from the world. When anxiety is too much, or trying to convince someone that they need to see bigger, farther, into larger and more potent goodness. So then, and this is the daydream that comes in the in-between spaces of the day, let's live with as much wild joy as possible. Drink it down, play more than necessary, do hard things and be free. Allow yourself joy, not just allow. Pour it over your head in great big handfuls. Smooth it into your skin like lotion. Put too much on. Rub it in your hair. Cook it in your food. Add love too, for yourself and others. Throw yourself down and let love pour into you from the heart of God, where you are always a delight. You called me. I have looked for you in the hills. You ran with me. You were my boundaries and my air. We danced. Mine was the shuffle of the earthbound. You were stars and wind, and you brought me to tears with your beauty. You stayed when I didn't think anyone could, when my rabbit soul was hiding in the hollow space. You called me out of my hiding place with sunset light and song. I love you as a devotee loves. I love you as a devotee loves. I would have been there, I hope, leaving everything to follow. Long days and sleeping wherever we found ourselves. In tents, in fields. I would draw water for you. I would let you wash my feet. Perhaps I could have been the one to pick the flowers fresh each morning. Beside the lake in the valley, dry earth, and hearts waiting, all those eyes on you. Coolness in the evening under the stars. I would listen to your voice forever, move as close as I could. I love you as a mother loves, tending and holding, praying that your body, the bread, will be whole, though I know it will end up broken. Making food for you in the morning, sweeping or washing, a kiss on your forehead, sneaking small touches whenever you are near. I love you as a child loves. I want everything you have, and I will ask for more and more. There is no end to my need for play, for life, for your delight in me. I love because I am small and dependent. And when I cry in the night, you come. I love because you encircle me all around, and because you have run to me gladly, singing. You were there. You were there, and I was spinning, dress flaring out, hair turning as I turned, letting the breeze reach my neck, and you were there. You were spinning too. And I danced by myself with you. No one could see me. It was a secret. I was so heartbroken, but there we were, and the music cradled me, and your heart revived me. I was spinning, and you were there, and you were spinning too. The second half. This year, I would like to please be more often in a flow state, moving from song to song, walking bravely into the second half of my life, the part where I leave all fear behind and simply follow music lines or twirl in circles in the grass, the part where the words come quickly, quietly, lightly, or heavily, like ancient books made of old paper, or leaves that fall silently or with a crunch, words that clatter or crack like tree branches. I want to flow like water in the second half, to see everything but love and welcome for God and life. She will be. Once upon a time, God gleefully imagined me, all of me, and the roads of my life spooled from the first steps. The branches formed from that first spark of inspiration. She will be, God said. Oh, this will be good. Illustration. Soul Series number 11, Come Down to the Water. It is a square with something that looks like an abstract representation of a river. There are many, many stones in the river. There are swirling lines. The colors are blue and yellow, and it says, Come down to the water, drink deep. My cupped hands. While the music played, I danced on the pressed earth until tears ran down my cheeks. There were people all around me, but I barely noticed them, holding my hands out, lifting my sorrow in my cupped hands. Dear God, please take it. Hold it carefully, hold it close to your heart. I did it again and again, moving my hands, my arms, holding my deep sadness, asking to let it go. Teacher, Master, help me now. Probably everyone saw the tears running down my face. All those people who danced around me, our bare feet kicking up the dust. It's okay if they saw me. I needed to reckon with my grief, to scoop it away from me, to dance it out. Let my hands fly. Draw love back toward me. It's okay if someone saw. It's good if someone saw. The middle part. My beloved comes to me on soft feet in my dreams, outlined in fire, eyes like wells. Right here. He is right here. I have heard his voice in the forests of my childhood, in the moss and fallen leaf piles. But now I see the scars, the shadows, the times we have both believed in better and been disappointed, curved by sorrow. Lose your life again, he says. Take my hand. When I awake, I am crying. Nothing can take him from me, I know. Endless love pours into me, closer than my skin. But I swear I heard him here in this very room, and I don't want to go back to the middle part, the close distance, the waiting. Morning. Morning is still the hardest lately. Such a new thing for me. The press on my heart first thing, the weight around my lungs, opening my eyes and knowing that again I need help to lift myself out of fear and loss. Hard news, hard times. Have you ever found such a friend? Jesus in the morning. Jesus on the sea, shading his eyes, smiling into mine. Here and not here. Morning is still the hardest. Whisper to me, call me up, hold my hand as we pad downstairs out to the kitchen, to the kettle. You are not alone. I dreamed of you. God of the long night and the morning star, I dreamed of you. When I woke, you were very near. Tears wet my pillow. I reached for you. Here you are. Crumpled in sadness, I look ahead, and all I can see is sorrow, days of loss stretching forward, the goodbyes that will come, being left here again. I walk for hours, I pace for hours, and only you are forever. Dear one, every morning you are forever. Every morning you come back to me. There you are, coming to meet me. There you are, running to meet me. Every morning another hello. Every morning here you are running, smiling, happy to meet me. How easy it is to want to know it all, to capture all of it, nail it down, and then bow a grand bow. To understand why this happens or that, where we are going, how to shield ourselves, and how to make it fair. I sit at my small table with my prayers spilling out of me, eyes closed, and I can't really absorb this, what I am trying to do, to really see the great swirling love of the three, the Father, Son, and Spirit, the way they inhabit the universe without fear or bitterness or strife, simply being in love, like fire, like thunder, like the earth opening up and swallowing me whole. How am I supposed to comprehend, to imagine that power within me, within my heart and hands? When I water the trees with the sprinkler, the birds who live with us see their chance to play. They were so hot today, sitting in their trees, panting, beaks open. They all crowded into the spray. 4 bulbuls, a dozen sparrows, a magpie robin, some other small birds. And they played in the water, ruffling feathers and plumping up, soggy birds so delighted, so comforted by a few drops of water. And there is the grass. It needed something to drink, and my son also needed water, so I poured him a cup and put it into his hands. Scars. I am not going to escape this life unscarred. I have blinked myself awake, and I know. There is no when this is over. There is only love and trust. They bind, and we are not here forever. So death or leaving happen and the tearing apart, well, maybe it is like trees. Jesus said there will be pruning. Sometimes the branches go up in flames, and certainly there are scars, tree sap running down the trunk of the tree, trying to staunch the wound. And this is not the end of it. And yes, it is worth it. Yes, I still think so. What is it that holds me? What is it? Who is it that holds me? Who shelters me? In what immense bowl of stars do I swim? Here, look, these planets around this sun. I live on the one that looks like home, with clouds that move over deep seas. Only on one. I can only stand on 1 square foot of earth. Who is my father, my mother? What great power breathes through me? Who made me into a woman who dreams and is much more than the shape of any given minute or hour? I am not my work. I am not my food. I am not the numbers in my bank account. Stay with me, I ask. These bones, these veins and muscles need you. This body that curls around itself or leaps up and runs, this body needs its shelter. Who is it that holds me in their cupped hand like a little bird, heart beating? It is you. You hold me. Illustration, diagram number 4, tethered, untethered. It is an illustration of several different globby things that are tethered, all to one large globby thing in the top that looks like a night sky with some stars in it, and it is labeled God. It is curving over the others. All of them are tethered only to this big one, big one that has the space inside of it. And the different circles or teardrop shapes or globby shapes have different labels. One says me, one says loved one says friend, one says hello, one says little one, beloved, smiling man or woman, and friend. The big one at the top says God, And all of them have something that looks like a little cord, an umbilical cord or something that's tethering them to the big one. In the early light of morning. We are sitting in the early light of morning. I have coffee in a cup, and I am holding the cup in my palms. You are burning within me, a fire, a flame. We are not absorbed by the depth of grief in the world. We are with the world, but not made of it. We are not intimidated by lies. We are strong. We are in love. I am learning to listen. I am in the light of the dawn. I am remembering that I am free. I am dipping down, touching the earth. I am my own. We are walking through the world together. We are never apart. We are talking about the day. Who will we meet? We are close to people who are sad. And though I pull back sometimes, you never turn away and you don't get tired. I need to sleep, but you are awake and alive with love always. I will always be learning to draw near. You will always be teaching me. God, here is what I have for you. God, here is what I have for you, a long untangling. I have handed you a mess of yarn and said, have your way, do your best. But somehow you know how to undo these knots. How? I am angry and afraid. This has been a long sickness, a long quiet, and so many people have left, and we are frozen in place, holding our breath in case more of our loved ones leave us. What can I tell you about me? You already know it all. I try to be so strong, to be knowing and grown and ready for anything. I am not ready. And yet you find beauty here. You soothe and untangle and murmur. I delight in you and you in me, even when all the boats of the world carry our friends away. A good life. I want to face the world bravely, so I return home to all the sweet and bitter things about a good life. The monotony, the light, the cleaning, the dust, the heat, the kind words, the ache. A season that pulls the moisture out of our skin and our mouths, keeps us longing for sky, water from the sky, water from the earth, bubbling up. Give us springs. Oh God, where is our hope? We have laid ourselves all the way down. We have stretched out with our faces pressed to the earth, arms in the dust, hands open. A good life, a life of longing for more, a world of people and the clutter and laughter and mess that we bring. I am lost, and I have been lost, but you always know where I am. How do you start a day softly? How do you start a day softly without dread? The heart pounds early thuds me out of bed, and I stand on the porch. The air surrounds me. Lift your arms, lift your hands. I offer adoration. There are flowers everywhere. Mind your business. Love others. Open your hands. It comes along as well. In order to feel joy again, I have begun the work of opening the door to my shut-off heart. But it is not only joy that knocks, coming to the threshold, teeth first, to stare at me, walking closer and closer. Joy is there, yes, with her wisdom and high-reaching light. But also, woe, the sorrow. And now, when people tell me of their loneliness, I hear the spaces behind. I hear the silent cavern behind their mouths, the slight tapping within, one bowl on a table. Not sure why to get up in the morning. The light can't seem to reach a lonely heart. And dear God, help this sorrow. Bring the birdsong, bring the friends, the riotous color of many flowers. Bring books and comfort, bring belonging, to knock at our doors, leaning in, teeth first, eager to greet us. I have wrapped myself in the morning. I have wrapped myself in the morning and lined my borders with light. I have listened to the birds now, the birds of the world, and I have moved from the night into the day. I have felt your fire blaze up inside of me, and I have made words sing again. I have learned your song again. I have wrapped myself in years and found new grasses coming through the dirt. I have found solace in the depths of a mug of tea. I have picked mint from the garden. I have found the trail of words that I will follow. I will follow. The whirling. At the heart of faith is movement. Trust is not static. It does not remain still. It is the dancing one, the three in one, turning and turning to each other, love and wonder and welcome. I am tempted to wait here, to hold myself so still that no one can see me or find me, my breath held. I won't bother the world, and maybe it won't eject me. But I hear the call. You ask me to leave, to fling myself across the void, to check myself out of fear and scarcity and cross into the wide sky full of stars. Faith is movement, and faith is hurtling with the spirit into the breath and movement of the dance. Go! Crossing, traveling, bridging movement, leaping over barriers, flinging myself across gaps, drawing close, jumping out, expecting God to catch me. Illustration, Soul Series number 10, Storm. It is a blue square. It is filled with things that look like waves, like a big wave tunnel. It is done with watercolors and colored pencil. There are many different shades of purple and blue and greenish blue, a few little splashes of red, a lot of scribbles, very colorful, with lines leaving the bottom left corner and the top right corner, and the words inside say storm. Let go. Yesterday I began to unravel, but who can blame me? It was the full moon. She howled at us. I held back, as much as I could from the tirades that whirled within. But then we set our little floating boats into the water, mine a single lotus flower, the perfect shape to cup in the hands, and I decided that now I let go of shrinking. I let go of holding back. This world will get the howling now, the full power of me with a 3. The Trinity around and behind, underneath and overhead. Look at them, look how they love me. Look at the white birds lifting up from the fields, all at once, all in a rush. You can come in. Coming back from a meltdown is like coming home from a faraway place. Sometimes it takes many days, and home feels unfamiliar after the wilderness outside. I have to remember to breathe, to see Christ with me, loving me as he made me, loving me as I am. I sit on the steps a while, chin on my hands, birds falling and flying, tugging at twigs too big for them, fighting and calling, one gardenia blossom, a drifting cloud. It's okay, I tell myself. You can come in. You didn't lose yourself this time either. You didn't fall off the edge. Be brave. Shame is a coward, with thin, flexible arms reaching to trip me, and the grass in the garden is full of spiky plants. You can get through without a hurt foot if you look closely. Heaven help you at night. Dancing helps, though. A step under the stars into the softness of grass, another somewhere else, a leap under the moon. Be brave, the moon whispers. We are both created things, and neither of us would exist without the light of the sun. It is not shameful to ask for help with getting through the weeds. Heaven help you at night. Heaven helps you, I whisper to my son. God surrounds you here in your room. You do not need to be afraid. We do not need to be afraid. The abundance. I will take your offering of peace. I will live it, deep, and stop calculating the tiny bits of cumin and dill. Stop trying to cover my tracks, to make sure things are fair, that I get the red bowl, that my turn is equal, that the grass is the same shade of green. I will take your offering, spilling over and around me, the math of the kingdom, the abundance of the shalom. Who could ever figure this out? What kind of calculations? And why do I feel so alone when this great cloud of witnesses surrounds me, singing at the top of their lungs? Oh, good and faithful and glorious one. I turn inside to my little heart. Stop it with your poor math, I say, your measuring, your scant cupfuls. Open your mouth and your hands. The river comes rushing. Illuminate me. In the morning, an egret flew up from the grass right in front of our house and perched in our tree, standing and swaying as wind moved the branches. 2 days before, another egret searching for treats in our yard. And the afternoon before, in the distance, flocks of egrets like glitter coming in on the front crest of a storm, lit all over by the sun's last rays. And will I allow myself to be tumbled away from trust? Or will I let the wind tumble me like those birds so that my wings catch and hold? Even weeping, I can let God catch me up and illuminate me at the crest of the storm. In curiosity there is a kind of clarity. The rat trap closes and nothing is there. The obsessive thoughts shrink. I wonder what kind of bird that is. Why are the sparrows all clustered in the bushes? Is it caterpillars or a meeting of the minds? Tendrils and leaves, a room within, a hammock, a dance. I build and I build. The steps to the house are warm and wooden. The whole world a mystery except for words, for shapes and colors and sounds. Thank the Lord for art. Thank the Lord for busting out, for bursting at the seams. I do not need to be anyone but myself. God speaks. This is the way we speak to the world, God and I, through poems, God and me waking me each morning. You too. You must write your poems. They are your own scatterings, your seeds, your work, your joy, your understanding of what is happening to you, why everything is changing, why you are here. God speaks to you in poems. Tend them carefully, spread them liberally. Your joy, your questions, your sorrow, reckoning, wrestling with your life, what you have been given, you and your people, a line, a work, something that will make you, unmake, and remake you. God speaks through you. Acknowledgements. Thank you so much to my backers on Kickstarter who supported this project from the beginning. You have all been so patient as it took so much more time than I had imagined. Thanks to Meredith and Phil, Rowan Kaiser, Nora Catan, Naomi Pride, Tricia Walsh-Devenish, Flavia Sunshine, Kaya, Bella, Tara Dahls, Amber O'Neill, Alicia, Maureen Strange, Emma, Tammy Chapman, Georgina Newmarch, Naomi Brechbill, Leith, Carrie, Anita, Dorcas, Justin, Lila, Corrine, Jack Ratana, Ute Eichholz, Irene Peliquin, Anka Clevier, Julia Hall, Valentine, Ellen Ziegler, Emma Newmart, Esther Wakeman, Marie Klein-Burt, Miyuki Rose, Ben Christie, Ari and Fiona Brown, Lauren Smallcombe, and Maddie O'Brien. Thanks also to those who have supported me as patrons. You have been more supportive than I could have hoped for. Thank you so much, Gunda Pramuk, Julie Reinhart, Christina Jordan, Mary Hall, Kimberly Powell, Bob Kohlbacher, Megan Hayward, Anne Hedge, Wenda Friesner, Julie Winslow, Anya, Laura Kesselhon, Anita Yoder, Eva Edens, Amanda Fries, Leanne Scoville, Gemma Allen, Teresa Quinkert, Rose Anderson, Annie Laurie Nichols, Alicia Wiggin, Diane Brodeur, Aaron Smith, Ro Kaiser, and Sue Kaufman. You all deserve buckets of flowers. Thank you. I don't know what I would do without the writers, poets, and artists who inspire dreams, visions, and imaginings about God. I'm so thankful for Madeline Langle, Rainer Maria Rilke, Mary Oliver, Khalil Gibran, George MacDonald, Henri Nouwen, Frederick Buechner, John O'Donohue, the writers of the Psalms, C.S. Lewis, Frank Wesley, Annie Dillard, Chris Goodman, Leif Clevier, and John Reville, among so many others. Thank you to my husband, Chinua, the love of my life and another of the poets who inspires me. I have the best kids in the world, and I'm eternally thankful to them and for them. Thanks so much to my mom and dad, my sister and brothers and nieces and nephews. Thank you to my community at Shekina Garden and my town of creative folk from around the world in Pai, Thailand. I love you. About the author. If you want to join Rachel Devenish Ford's newsletter and learn about books and new releases, sign up at journeymama.com/subscribe. Rachel Devenish Ford is the wife of one superstar husband and the mother of 5 incredible children. Originally from British Columbia, Canada, she currently lives in northern Thailand, inhaling books, morning air, and seasonal fruit. Recommendations and reviews are an important part of the success of a book. If you enjoyed this book, please take the time to leave a review. Don't be afraid of leaving a short review. Even a couple of lines will help and will overwhelm the author with waves of gratitude. Find more at journeymama.com. That's JOURNEYMAMA.com. Thank you for listening. You've reached the end of God of All Flying Things, Prayers and Poems of Devotion by Rachel Devenish Ford. Read by Rachel Devenish Ford. Copyright 2025, Rachel Devenish Ford.